welcome to the house. The one they talking about, word of mouth. The Boxing Playhouse, without a doubt. All the latest and greatest boxing news, that's what it's all about.
What's up, everybody? This is Sakura A of Boxing Playhouse, and I got Emilio Santana with me tonight. And you're watching After Dark, but you're also watching a special edition Ladies' Night. You ready?
So ready.
I'm so glad you are. I mean, we have some amazing females in the game. It's going to be so good to see everybody that we've needed to catch up with for a while. I mean, we got movie actresses on here, boxers, management companies. I mean, we're just having a great time, and I can't wait to hear what all of them have coming up and what they've been up to as well.
Most definitely. It feels like a minute since we've been on here. There's so many different events going on, boxing events, so it feels like a minute, but hey, I'm glad we're back.
Yes, we did very much have a busy October and November. We did have to skip 1 week because we had to get to a Friday night show, which was the Length of King Daytona Beach show. And then we also had TNK Boxing with Florida Boxing Hall of Fame 1 week. And we had TNK Boxing in Lakeland another week. Then it was Thanksgiving. So for everybody that's missed us, we missed you more.
Most definitely.
All right, and shout out to our resident fan, Clarence McLean. Clarence, what's up?
What's up, Clarence?
So we're going to go ahead and kick things off with a very, very special situation here, because I don't want to know. I know we have to talk about this, but I just want a quick prediction from you on Spence versus Garcia coming up this weekend. Tell me, who do you have?
Man, I like both these dudes, but I'm gonna go with the truth. I'm gonna go with Errol Spence, yo.
And so once again, we're back to this place where we never agree and root for different people. So I will be going for Garcia. I think he has a shot. I really think he has a shot of upsetting the apple cart, as they like to say. So I guess we'll have to see what happens. And you stay on your side of the room. I'm going to stay on my side, because if you mess around and get too excited about Garcia losing, I'm going to be upset.
Right. Shout out to Christian Roberts from the UK.
What's up, Christian? All the way from the UK with the bare knuckles fighting. I'm hoping everything is okay with you over there too. And
Ivan,
we have Ivan on here saying he's ready.
What's up, Ivan?
We got who is this? Mitswell. He's saying something. Thanks so much for supporting us tonight. And Clarence, he says he's going with Danny. So that's two of us against one.
Yeah, it was another boxing event. Pier 6 had their sellout with Mark Reyes on the card, and our boy Finesse, Ricardo Finesse Graham, made his pro debut at Pier 6 event, yo. So it's been a busy fall in the Bay Area. So hey, we're gonna start the new year off with a bang. So y'all get ready.
Moving on along, you know what I was gonna say. I want to know, did you like the Roy Jones Jr. versus Tyson? What do you think about it, Mike Tyson?
Oh man, I thought Mike was gonna knock Roy out, but Roy held on, did a lot of hugging and clinching, and he made it through. You know, so I was impressed with how Mike Tyson looked. I thought Mike came in, he showed some stamina. I thought he was gonna get winded after 4 rounds. The guy that got winded was Roy Jones, the opposite of what I thought was going to happen. So,
yeah, that's the same thing I predicted. I thought that Tyson wasn't going to have the stamina, but I mean, he's in excellent shape right now. And it just goes to prove that, yeah, if stamina and health is, that training is done properly, you can make it easily through rounds long term. So, is there anything else you liked about that show?
Man, oh man, it's we had the basketball player and the YouTuber on there. That was an explosive knockout.
Okay.
You had Badu Jack. He did his thing. I thought I was pretty entertained that night, to be honest with you. I was entertained. I expected a little bit more out of Roy Jones Jr.
Okay.
But overall, I was impressed with Mike Tyson. I think the pay-per-view was a pretty much success. So, I was excited with it.
Well, I like Snoop Dogg, and I actually just love the fact that so much money was going to be going to charity. You had Badu Jack, he was also donating his purse, and then you had Mike Tyson and Roy Jones, I guess, doing the $1 million grab. I know a couple of charities out here that were hoping that Mike Tyson might also look into their organizations and giving them something because they're boxing organizations. So I do hope that he falls through with that. And then let's see, we got, Christian says that he has a show coming up in the UK. He says it's going to be tomorrow, as a matter of fact. He said he's going to send us some footage. So we would greatly appreciate that, Christian. We appreciate that. And you stay safe as well. And love from the U.S. All right, or what you call the states. The states. We got Tito Escalera in the house tonight.
What's up, Tito?
What's up, Tito? TNK Boxing Promotions getting ready for an amazing 2021. Let's see. Danny says, let's see, loved it. Bring the OGs back. They did more than most undercards. Far more entertaining. Okay. Well, I want to move on off that subject because I also wanted to talk about the earlier fight last weekend with the heavyweights that were current heavyweights, which was Joe Joyce versus Dubois. Tell me, were you disappointed in Dubois, or did this go the way you expected? I mean, tell me a little bit more about how you feeling on that one.
I expected more fireworks out of both of these guys. Dubois, to me, I felt like Dubois got a little exposed. He was fighting Joe Joyce. To me, I don't know. I had an argument with a few guys, but Joe Joyce to me was moving in slow motion. Man, he looked slower than Foreman when Foreman came back. I was like, man, how's this dude hitting Dubois? He looked like he was in slow motion, but he. Just a simple 1-2 and a jab, swole up Dubois' eye, and the juggernaut moves forward in the contention. He's calling out Usyk. So Usyk, to me, I know he's a smaller guy, but he's more skillful, and I feel like maybe Usyk can, outbox Joe Joyce, to stay out of his way, and I believe Usyk can beat Joyce. But I expected more out of these guys, and Dubois, I think, was a little exposed that night.
Okay. Well, I have to agree with you. Joe was looking a little slow. But what more can you say to young prospects up and coming than jab, jab, jab? Because his jab was pretty much all he delivered on, but it was more than what I thought that he could accomplish with that jab. And Dubois actually ended up, the news told us later that it was an orbital bone injury. So we do hope that Dubois is able to recover and come back to the ring,
right?
After recovering. Was there anything else that you really enjoyed over one of the cards that we were able to attend?
Oh man, it's just been so much excitement going on. The fight, the card with Luther King and Daytona, you had Floyd Money Mayweather came out. It was a lot of excitement being in Daytona, and the TNK cards, the Hall of Fame weekend was exciting. Seeing a girl, Dahlia Duran, get inducted in the Florida Hall of Fame, Jeff Lacey. That whole weekend was just packed with a lot of legends. Some legendary fighters were there.
I like Miss Phyllis, the timekeeper. I thought she had an amazing story to tell. And how long her longest o'clock was. But, you know, this is ladies' night. So, of course, I've got to send out my shout outs to the ladies.
Right.
And also, I think I really was impressed with our own selves in some of these fights because we ended up doing things that we had never even thought about doing before, which was commentating and, you know, just showing a different lane that we could be in. So
shout out to the Galaxy Warrior, Nate Campbell, him and Secure A. They did their thing. 2 fight cards, a 10K card and a Lank promotion. So they did their thing. Hey, y'all worked it like y'all been together for years. So it was great chemistry right there.
It'd be chemistry because I want to hit him upside his head. Like we could be more like sparring partners, I believe. Like I could really do some damage to him, I think. I favor me in a contest with Nate. What you think?
I'm gonna stick with you then.
I think so too. I really think so. Okay, so we got my cousin Hosea. He's watching right now.
Hosea, what's up?
All the way from Texas.
Yeah,
so,
Texas.
Hosea, are you going to these fights this weekend or what? You right there in the thick of things in Dallas. It's going to be at the AT&T Center. You know who else is fighting on that card? Fundora. Yeah, you know, the really tall welterweight. Well, this time he'll be showing at super welterweight. So he did move up one more degree, I guess, in the weight divisions.
Guess who made it to all those fights that we went to?
Who?
My boy Goldie.
Oh, okay. Shout out to the Gold Cup. The Gold Cup was flossing and profiling. A couple of people took it away from you so they could get pictures. So I thought that was pretty cute. We want to throw some shout outs to some other media companies that were also there in attendance. And we had our Latin box, Damon Gonzalez, and we also had,
Orlando.
Oh yeah, Orlando, and he also was with the NAB belt that they have. And then we also had the guy that took the pictures with you from the oh goodness, what's his name? Fight. Oh my God, news. I can't think of
the Fight News.
MMA Fight News. I think it's MMA Fight News. So we were also very happy that we ran into him after so many weeks and months and months of not seeing him. It was kind of hard for a minute. So with all that being said, we want to send a shout out to all the other media companies that we get to powwow with and have fun with at some of these events. If you have a chance, go and sign up for their pages too. So I want to know from everybody watching, who do you got? Is it Spence or is it Garcia for you? I got to know. I'm gonna need for these people to like give me some hints on where is the fans leaning towards? What are they thinking, you know, in their heads?
You forgot someone else, baby.
Who?
That worked hard. 3 cards. The Ring Girls.
Well, you go ahead and give them a shout out. I'm gonna let you have that one, and I'll go ahead and give a shout out to all the boxers that were very much in shape and gave me plenty of eye candy to watch too. You go. Oh, okay. That's how you got to do it at Boxing Playhouse. Inclusion. All right. So Cedric Green, he says he is going for Errol Spence.
Truth.
What's up, Errol Spence? Okay, tell us why. We just want to know why, Cedric. Why are you going with Cedric?
Do y'all think the car accident is going to play a factor in this fight with Errol, or do y'all think we're going to get the old Errol Spence, the truth?
Okay. The company we were trying to say is the Fighting News.
That's what I said.
You said that the first time. And that guy's name is Gerardo, yes.
Shout out to him. He got some good pictures that night. And man, Damon Gonzalez.
Yeah. I mean, their best picture was of us. No, they were amazing pictures. So
Rob said cheers to the Ring Girls.
Okay, Rob. I hear you. You can have that for real.
They put that work in too, Rob.
Really? Okay, so the latest news that we found out this week was that Clarissa Shields is actually going to go ahead and she has a management, contract that she signed with MMA company. So, I mean, what do you think about that move?
Oh man, I'm just
damn. I mean, what's all that reffing for?
it's like every time one of our boxers try to cross over, they get their ass whooped. I don't know about this one here.
Mm.
That MMA, man, you got to learn that craft. You got to get that wrestling, that jiu-jitsu down, and
Yeah.
you got to really know what you're doing in there, because they grab your ass in 30 seconds. They have you locked down. We done had a few fighters that tried to cross over into that. You saw what happened to Kimbo Slice. His career was kind of short in that MMA. He was good with his hands. I think James Toney got choked out in the match. Ray Mercer. So
my goodness, you're bringing up all the negative.
I just feel like she really needs to learn that craft before she really steps in there. I know she probably signed a nice lucrative deal, but you got to really know that craft. That's why you see when Floyd got them guys, they had to come over on his side of to his world. Floyd wasn't trying to get in there and get the wrestling. When Floyd, y'all gonna have to put them boxing gloves on and fight Floyd. But I don't know. I don't know about her crossing over. I really don't know about this one.
Well, my whole thing is, why does she need to have to go to MMA? So I'm hitting it from the business side of things into the fact that, these ladies are not getting paid unless they go over to MMA. And you had all these fighters that, she had a fight scheduled before COVID hit. And a lot of the male fighters that also had stuff, coming up, they were able to reschedule their fights and they still got their fights in. Hell, you had some male boxers that was getting in 2, 3, 4 fights this year. Right. Why wasn't she able to have her fight rescheduled even? Right. And they didn't even bother to try to put her on an undercard of one of the pay-per-views, which I thought would have been an excellent fight and an excellent way for her to garner some more fan base. I mean, let's see. Showtime had 2 pay-per-views. ESPN, they had a couple. She's not signed to, she wasn't signed to any promotional banner. So it would have been less problems, in the females to like put her on as an undercard. And meanwhile, Katie was able to get 2 fights this year. So, that was the problem for me, is like, why wasn't there any effort to try to get her back in the ring? And she's like, right now, the face of female boxing. And it just looked bad when you have a boxer that has no choice as a female. I mean, you got Amanda Serrano that also had to cross over for a minute. I mean, Ava Knight, she crossed over for a minute. Like, they're having to take these MMA fights to make money because our boxing community is not supporting female boxing like they should, especially when we see cards like we saw at TNK Boxing's shows, where female bouts are still in the shows. Like, they got more excitement because of the 2 minutes, I believe. But either way it goes, they got more excitement going on than some of the male fights with the extra, minute. They can, take their time a little bit. Oh, hold on a minute. You taking my back rest. Let's see what people are saying about this particular situation. All right, so back to the Arrow situation. Let's see. Oh, Rob says I need to sign a contract with the Ring Girls. Floyd sure showed McGregor. Right, that's when a MMA star goes over to the boxing ring, though. What Emilio is using as example is boxers that go over to MMA. So let's see. Speaking of which, they're talking about Paul maybe fighting McGregor because so much money was made on that card. Okay, so Dale says should be a dogfight. Arrow won't back down, and there is no quit in Garcia. This might be the best fight in 2020. Ooh, maybe you're right.
What the undercard look like? I ain't even see.
I said Fondora, and then you got a Lopez fight.
Okay.
Josito Lopez. I mean, what do you think about what Dale said, though? He says that it should be a dog fight because,
I think so.
you know, Errol is gonna not, like, if he gets into an exchange with Garcia, he's not gonna want to back down. He can brawl on the inside when he chooses to. I don't know if that's a great idea with Garcia, who's known to have such, you know, power. But power that Garcia, he's not gonna stop either, is what he's saying. So, I mean, do you agree?
Yeah, I don't know. You know, I think Errol's gonna have to be very tactical. You don't want to get caught up in the other fighters' fight, which you kind of did with Sean Porter. So I think Errol's gonna have to, you know, fight smart. You know, because Danny got some pop. Danny got some pop in that left hook, and he, you know, he can catch Errol and do some damage. So I think Errol need to fight it smart, you know, and fight his fight. Don't get caught up in the other man's fight.
All right. So Clarence says, leave that cup home next time.
You know, the cup got to come, Clarence. The cup had his own room.
It says, Emilio Santana, don't do her like that. Oh, don't do me like that. It says, Aaliyah, she says, hey, Boxing Playhouse, love y'all from Hawaii.
Hey, love you back.
And then Rob, he says, a different Rob, Robert Cartagena, he says, Boxing Playhouse fam, been too damn long. Cheers to you all.
Hey.
Cheers to you too. And then Rob MC says, female boxing should get more airtime for sure. Oh, we got Dylan Person with us tonight.
Dylan.
We saw him over in Daytona Beach for his
Dylan.
Yes, for one of his cards. It says boxers don't want that smoke. Okay, well, you know, that may be true. That may be true.
Dylan, he does both.
All the way from Chi-Town.
Chi-Town.
All right, so I understand what you guys are saying. I just have a couple of situations about Spence. You know, I'm a little apprehensive to go all the way with his recovery. I'm a little apprehensive in the fact that, you know, he didn't go through, well, according to him, you know, he just had to lose a couple of pounds. He wouldn't even say how many pounds he had to lose to make the 147. So we got that. Then we got this long layoff, this long layover. Then we got the Sean Porter fight, which was brutal for both of them. And, you know, meanwhile, Garcia got to have a fight with Granadas. And then he had another fight. Who was the other person that Danny fought? Oh, he got Red Catch. Yeah,
Ivan Red Cap.
Yes. So he got a little easier fights. So what we can say is that Danny may be ready for this. Also, I want to point out that Danny is in a situation where, for me, it would be a situation if I was him where I'm thinking every time the last two fights that I had with top welterweights didn't go my way. And I can't afford to have another situation like that. So he may be willing to start out earlier and fight to the death. So he could get a win.
Right.
I don't know for sure, but it sure seems like this would be the time for him to really step it up and kick it up a notch. Wow. Have some hunger. We got Rodney Hamilton Sr. Hey, Sakura. Hey, what's up, Rodney? How you doing? All the way from Memphis. Right. Thanks so much for joining in with us tonight.
We had a robbery too. What was the robbery you saw?
Oh my God. I really felt that the the Danny Jacobs versus
Rosado.
Yes, Rosado fight.
Rosado
I really felt like Rosado did enough for that win. I didn't really see that Rosado did a damn thing. I mean, I didn't really see that
Gabe.
No, not Gabe. Daniel Jacobs did too much in that fight. to deserve that win. At most, I maybe could give him I could give him a draw at the most, but that's pushing it. So I do believe that was a robbery. I feel like that was bad for the sport, one of those type things. But it wasn't like a travesty, but it was definitely a situation where the best man didn't win that night.
And the judge or the ref who gave the scorecard at the end, he needed to be slapped. He had everybody feeling like the right man won, and he did the Steve Harvey mistake, said the wrong name.
You know what it was? It was the fact that he knew who the real winner was too when he said Philly. But see, this is what happened also when, you know, these people, they bring in they bring in their own announcers, or they hire somebody and they not even really a boxing fan. So they don't know Philly versus New York, you know, Brooklyn. They don't know like the ins and outs like they should. So, it could be a little bit of that, and it could be that he even knew who the rightful winner was in that fight, and he got toxic turned when the wrong name was on the paper, you know, as the winner, I guess. All right, so let's see. Yeah, what's up, school boy? What you up to? Boxers have to know when to box and when to brawl. They definitely do. And this might be a situation with Spence versus Garcia where that's going to come into play. I also feel that last night we saw Sonny Duvison. Shout out to Sonny Duvison. We love you.
Keep your head up, Sonny.
Boxing Playhouse still loves Sonny. You know what? You want to know why?
Prime time Duvison.
Because he's prime time. He's ready to go. And he's not scared of nobody. He's not scared.
Next year, just come back stronger than ever, Sonny.
Absolutely. And I'm sure he will.
Most definitely.
Okay, so let's see. Rob says, Sakura and Emilio, how excited are you for the Hector Camacho?
Oh, man.
Yes, we're recording that on our DVR tonight. It's going to be on Showtime. The documentary is going to be, I just know it's going to be really good because Showtime has also done some other really good documentaries lately. So I'm excited about it.
Rob, I remember the days back in the early 80s when they said couldn't one man with two arms beat Hector Camacho. They was like you had to have three arms to beat him. He was so fast, man, and the early 80s, the fights he had, you know, and it's just I can't wait to see. I feel like Hector don't get enough love as a Puerto Rican fighter, because a lot of times you hear the great Puerto Rican fighters, you hear the Trinidads, the Cottos, the Gomez, and the Benitez, but you don't hear Hector's name thrown in there that well. I don't know if it's because he was not really the traditional Puerto Rican fighter. He was flashy, you know, he wore the jewelry, he talked the smack, you know. I don't know if that was a factor, but Hector truly was a legend, man. He was the last man to beat Sugar Ray Leonard, even though Ray was past his prime. But Hector was, you know, he was truly a legendary fighter, man. I can't wait to watch this show. I've been waiting for months.
Yeah, you really have. I mean, you have to respect the man. The man had swag before swag was known about, you know, with the costumes, with the women.
Look how many people followed
him. Puerto Rico.
So many people followed his look, you know, from the Prince Ahmed to Floyd Mayweather, the trunks. I think Hector was like the first one to wear like those gladiator cut up type trunks.
Tassel
yeah, he was like the first one, you know, the gladiator outfits, the different looks. Even Benny Pazianza, he took a lot from Hector Camacho, you know, the different outfits and different things. So it's gonna be a lot to learn. I hope this show really put a lot where, you know, a lot of people that ain't that familiar with Hector Camacho could see and learn something from this here. You know, it's a tragic story.
Tragic tale.
Yeah, tragic tale on the end. But definitely, I'm glad they did this documentary on him.
Yeah, I am too. And that way it's giving the family like some revenue too.
Right.
So, I mean, it's all going to help out. And let's see. Like, thanks so much, Robert, for bringing up that documentary with Camacho.
You definitely got it recording, Rob, for sure.
All right. And then Rob says, you two are cool and know your stuff.
Oh, man.
Hi from the UK.
Yeah, appreciate it, Rob.
We appreciate that. Thank you so much, Rob. And then let's see. What else we got? We got Dale. Dale says, as I stated before, the reason why Shields is not getting her just due is because image in her promotions, meaning when is the last time you have seen her in a commercial or cameo in a sitcom? Again, Contender Show needs to come back and only showcase women to ignite the interest. Okay. I mean, I can get with it. I mean, they got to be fine women, though. I'm just being honest because, you know, these men folks, they can't look, they act like they can't look at women unless they like look really good to them or something for some reason. Like, they're not even looking at the fact that these ladies got just as much skill, just as much talent, put in just as much hard work for their chance in the ring. But we're going to talk to our ladies about that tonight. I do see Zarina is waiting for us too. So I can't wait for her to come on so we can start talking to her about this very issue.
Definitely.
And then, okay, so Robert, he says, earliest memories I have of Camacho were his fights with Chavez Sr. and Trinidad on pay-per-view. Well, yeah, those were two good ones.
Yeah, you got to go back a little further, Rob, when Hector was like a lightweight and super featherweight.
Okay.
And he had some of the quickest hands. Man, just an awesome dude, you know. And then he had some rough fights with Edwin Rosario, another fellow tough Puerto Rican fighter. They had their wars, you know. Even had one with Boom Boom Mancini. It was a little past the time. But him and Boom Boom, they finally did fight. You know, he fought Greg Hogan. That was another tough guy that was back in the day. You know, a lot of people wanted to see Hector and Aaron Pryor fight, but that fight, they never really met up. But that was a fight that was talked about in the early 80s, you know, Aaron and Hector Camacho. But, yeah, definitely a legendary dude, man, that, you know, it's going to be very worth watching.
Okay, so we're going to also say, Rob R., you're so welcome, guys. And he says, so much boxing we have missed out on with this COVID crap. Load of good fights to come. Absolutely. You know what it should mean is that in 2021, we should have like some stacked cards. We should have like a lot of like huge, just like back-to-back type boxing going on. I mean, we should. Once things get under control, at least. And I just saw Allie pop in there, so she's going to come up. But first, we're going to go ahead and introduce our first guest. She is also, I saw her like she was promoting a movie recently too.
Wow.
Yeah, did you see that or you didn't see that one?
I didn't see that.
Yeah, she's going to tell us a little bit about that. And then what else? She also had a fight that she won. So we're going to find out on that too. And let's go ahead and just have her up here. It's Black Rose. Black Rose, where you at? Let's bring you on up here. Hi.
How are you guys?
Look at the hair.
Oh, you see, it grew a lot.
Oh, nice. Look at you.
Oh.
Yeah, it's all fluffy and nice. Boy, you have really been on the move lately, lady. I mean, I was telling him I saw that you was in a movie recently, and I saw that you had a fight that you won also recently. Tell us a little bit about what you've been up to.
It's been a super busy year. So I did film in a movie. It's called Bad Boxer. It doesn't have a release date yet. They're still in editing, but that was a really cool experience. Not a lot of people know this, but when I was in high school, I was a theater major in high school. So like for me to get to finally be in a movie, even though I had like 3 or 4 scenes, but I got to be in a movie and like the atmosphere was just so familiar to me because it's been so long since I've been in that setting. Because I left that school my sophomore year of high school and I graduated like 2 years ago. So, you know, it just felt really good to be in that setting again. It was really fun. Like it was good vibes. It was really fun. And then I had a fight about 3 weeks ago, I believe, 3 weeks ago in Mexico that I won, which is also fun. I always love going to Mexico. Their food. Oh, the best.
I know. I love Mexican food.
Food is the highlight of my time there. The food is the highlight of my time there.
I'm with you on that one. All
Eric
right. So
Morales to my fight, actually. The fight that
go ahead. What was that?
Eric Morales was at the fight
Oh, yes.
Eric Morales.
in Mexico, so that was cool.
Yeah, that did seem like it was really cool. Did he get to say anything to you?
No, I actually didn't even know that he was there at first. Um, there was just so much going on because we were fighting outside and it was like raining earlier that day. It was kind of cold, and I was like focused on the fight. I didn't even know, like nobody told me he was there. I think it was because they didn't want me to feel like pressure. They want
Yeah.
to just focus on my fight and not have the pressure of having someone like him, watching me. I think that's why they didn't tell me, but they didn't tell me until after the fight, and I was like, "We're gone now." Like I didn't get a picture, I didn't get a conversation, I didn't get anything. Hi, Rob.
Well, that's a living legend there. I mean,
Yeah,
Eric Morales' fault. I mean, everybody he fought.
yeah, you could have
Wars
told.
he had with Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, that was one for sure.
Yeah,
And we're gonna go ahead.
I'm pretty sure I walked right past him because he was at
Mhm.
ringside. Pretty sure I walked right past him and just like was so focused on what I was doing, I didn't even look. I was like,
That fight, Zarina, was that your first pro debut, or you were still amateur in there?
no, that was my fourth fight, my fourth pro fight.
Your fourth pro fight?
Yeah,
Oh wow! So you 4-0 then, huh?
yes, I am.
Okay.
What weight class are you in now? Did you move up? Or are you still like
No,
flyweight?
I'm still flyweight. I'm still flyweight. Yeah, I fight in a week. Next weekend, I fight next
Really?
weekend.
Oh, I had no idea.
Fight next weekend in Mexico on the 12th. So that one will be at 115. Because I'm fighting a girl who fights heavier. But yeah, I'm still flyweight.
All right.
That's a fly division right there, the flyweight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Well, I mean, I think that you're gorgeous and you're like got your head on right, and you got skills, you got all the attributes that's needed and the tools, because you got like a good training around you everywhere.
She's a movie
In
star
Vegas,
already.
now she's like a
Movie star.
Yeah, now she's acting on the big screen. I can't wait to tell somebody like, oh, I know her.
I have gotten a lot, surprisingly a lot done this year. There's a lot more that I wish I could have done that I
Uh-huh.
couldn't do. But I have gotten a lot more than I thought I was gonna get done this year done. So that's a good thing for me. It's just this year feels like 3 years put together. Part of me is like a little bit mixed up on everything I did this year because I'm like, did that happen last year? And then I think about it, I'm like, no, that happened this year. It's just this year has been like so long but so short at the same time. It's crazy.
Absolutely. COVID 2020, a lot of boxers didn't think that they would have any fights. And
Yeah.
a lot of fights happen anyway. And it just shows the resilience and the tenacity that, the boxing community has to make something happen.
Yeah.
I was gonna say. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying it's been difficult though to train with
How
COVID.
was it fighting down there? Was they like in a bubble, or what was the attendance like?
It wasn't really a big attendance for this fight. Usually it's packed. We did fight outside so that we could have an audience, but because of the weather, the people that came were people that were supporting fighters there. Like
Right.
other people didn't come. Usually it's like packed out with people who don't know anybody on the card, just want to see some good matches. But this time it was just the people who were supporting, which I give them props because if it was me, I don't care who it is, unless it's a family member or a spouse, I'm not going to sit in the cold for nobody. Okay, like, nobody, unless
I mean, how cold was it in Mexico?
cold. It was. It's because it had rained that night, the night before, and then it rained that morning. And our fight was at 11 in the morning, so we were there since 8 a.m. So it started raining around like 8:30, and then it was so windy and cold, and I didn't fight until the fight started at 11. I didn't even fight till like 1:30, and then it finally started to get a little bit warm, but it was still windy, so it was pretty cold.
We got Boxing Meets Beauty, and they have a message for you. Go ahead and read that for me, baby.
Boxing Meets Beauty. Zarina is the whole package. 4 times beautiful brawlers champ. We've known her since she's a baby, and now look, such a bright future ahead of her, inside and outside of the ring.
I love you guys so much.
Yeah.
I love you so much.
Oh, that is so sweet. I mean, how does it feel to have, like, you know, such support and close to you? I mean, they're out of California. It's all West California love, as they say.
It feels really good, honestly, to have that kind of support. When I started, when I first started at like tournaments and getting my name out there when I was in the amateurs, I didn't have much support from anybody because everybody knew the people I was fighting more than they knew about me. So like I didn't have much support. But once I started going to like the Beautiful Brawlers fights and, you know, I started talking to more of these people and, you know, they started to support me more, and it helps a lot. It helps a lot when you go from like everybody cheering for the other person all the time, and you're just like, so nobody's gonna cheer for me? Why is my dad only cheering for me? I need some support here. And now I have all this support coming from like all these different places, from all these different people, and it's hard to find people to trust in this sport. So the fact that I do have a small group of people that I know I can trust, like it feels really good.
All right, so we got Rob. He says, has been, has been a long year. Laugh out loud. Work on COVID wards at the hospital. I can't wait for 2021. Wow, you're a first responder. So, you know, we give you all the loves and all the props, Rob, for that.
Thank you for your service.
I know that has to be nerve-wracking. Leah says, he Black Rose, I guess. Hey, Black Rose, they forgot that why. And then Roselle Gray Jr. says, Boxing Playhouse, what it do? So you got some fans early already that are cheering for you, and it's good that you were able to get involved with the Boxing Meets Beauty brand and those beautiful sisters that take care of every female that they meet, you know, and give them a platform at young ages too.
Yeah, I am extremely blessed to have been a part of that. I believe my first fight at the Beautiful Brawlers, I was, what was I, 13? I was 13, 14. I was 13 or 14. My very first Beautiful Brawlers fight. I was 13 or 14 years old, and it was like, it felt so good. My first time going there, I was nervous, but it was just like all these women, all these fighters, boxers, and they always have like champs come in and like speak to us beforehand, you know, like, you know, they make it known that even though we're fighting each other, we're in this together, if that makes sense. Like we might be fighting each other in the ring, but in the sport, we're as one, you know, and that felt really good.
Okay, we got Gino. He says, Black Rose is fine.
Oh, thank you.
Black Rose, you fine, girl.
Fine, girl. He said, how old is Black Rose?
Oh, okay. Tell them how old you are.
I'm 15. No, 15. I'm just saying.
Gino, no, baby. No, Gino. She's still a baby. She is not legal. So, no.
I'm just playing. No, I'm 19. My birthday's actually at the end of January. So if you guys want to, you know, send me a gift, I won't say.
Okay, my birthday is January too.
Really?
And so is Emilio's.
You said January what?
What's your date? What date is your birthday?
The 24th.
Whoa, I'm the 21st.
Really?
Yes. Aquarius season. Tap, tap, tap.
You already know. You already know.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and introduce one of the Guiterrez sisters now, and Alita and Allie from Boss Babe Management.
Hey.
So, and they happen to be in Vegas right now too, I hear. Those party girls. I got to check them out. They're making moves, and I can't wait to introduce and let them, well, I can't wait to have them tell us about some of the, you know, new and inventive things that they're doing with their brand right now. So let's go ahead and welcome Alita McDowell. And where is your counterpart? Where is Allie?
She's on here. She's just not visible.
Allie, stop hiding behind that camera, girl. We love y'all. And that's Boss Babe Management.
Hey.
And then we also have Blanca Guiterrez. And she's beautiful. What is it? It's beautiful brawlers.
Yes. Hey, Zarina.
Hi.
Good to see you guys.
Very good to see you.
Hi, Emilio.
Hey, how you doing, Blanca?
Good. You always look good.
Hey, thank you.
Look
All y'all look good all the time. Thanks.
That's very sweet. Blanca, what are you doing with your organization these days?
Well, we're trying to keep everybody engaged. You know, they closed us down in California, but we just had a sparring, and we're trying to reach out to all the girls and let them know that they still to hang on, that not to lose hope, that fights are coming. Except for, you know, some people have fights, like Zarina has fights, and the you know, Mexico's sponsoring or having fights out there. But for the girls, like at the nationals that just got canceled and all that, it's kind of a big letdown. It's a lot of training. So we're trying to keep them engaged, send stuff out, let them know that they still, you know, people still care.
Yes.
And we have a sparring, actually we have a contest. We want everybody who was registered for the nationals to send in 30-second clips, and we're going to have a panel of judges pick the best sparring. And the first cash prize is $150 for the best clip. So we're looking for people's stuff, and we want to reward people some way at the end of the year. And we can't do it through fights. So.
Oh, well, I just signed up for the nationals then. In that case.
All right. You know what? We owe you something anyway, Zarina.
Okay, so tell us what are the ages of the girls that you actually help in boxing and sparring and training and manage? Like, what all are you doing with these girls and their ages?
Well, the ages is they all start very young, so we care about them really young, and we try to get sparring. The one girl that we're training, she's 10 years old, and there's other fighters out there that are 7 years old, 8 years old, that they're actually pretty good. They, you know, they have some great people to look at and watch and learn from. So they're actually starting a lot younger, and they look really good. You know, they just need people to get them fights, because when you're that young, it's hard to get fights, you know? So that's what we try to do. We try to get sparring for people that actually can't get good sparring, and we try to get the quality people to get good sparring so that they get good work, you know? So we continue on that path.
All right. So the age range again?
Age range again. Well, we've had them as young as 7 sparring in our gym.
Okay.
So it's not like they've got I think it's 8 years old where they can actually fight, but we have them in the gym at 7 because they're already getting ready to fight at 8, you know? So as long as they're, we've been really selective because of COVID too. So we have to be COVID safe. So we only had a certain amount of girls every sparring. Like we had 5 in one division, 5 in another, and 5 in a 132 division. And there was actually a lot of girls in the 100 to 110 pound division looking for work. But what we had to do is we had to make choices so that people stay safe.
And that's very responsible of you. And I know for a fact you've been doing a great job, because I've been following you guys and seeing some of the work and the sparring that you guys have been doing. So, I mean, I know it's difficult when you have a gym and you're, you know, in a COVID situation right now. The gyms is the first thing they want to, you know, shut down. So how do you feel about how they're handling, you know, these shutdowns?
I think that they shouldn't shut gyms down. I really don't, you know, and I think that it's putting gyms out. Some gyms are going to go out of business, but if you want a healthy mind and a healthy body, you should let the gym stay open and let people make their own choices, whether they want to go there or not. Because I really think that kids need to be in the gym. And it's horrible when you have to shut a gym and not really let people in because you don't want to get fined and you don't want people to snitch on you, you know. But hey, if you guys are looking for the training, we're still open at Babyface Boxing. I'm keeping the gym open. There's a couple people that come in right now, and to those people, come in, and train. But COVID makes you make priority choices. Like,
Right.
you only want the people who are serious about training in gyms now. You don't want people that just drop off their kids and leave them there.
Oh, girl, they try you like that. Oh, no. See, you need me there for that. I'll be like, okay, so now what's going on here? You got to stay with the kids, baby. Okay, so Alita, exactly what's going on with Boss Babe Management? We saw you all over the state of Florida. I mean, this is a new brand, a new company, a new look. And you guys took on Florida by storm. What's going on?
Hey, thank you for having me. It's been a minute. I feel like I haven't seen you speak. I'm kind of upset, but no, we've been rolling Florida for the past, I guess, 6 weeks. We haven't left Florida because we have 1 to 6 fighters on a card every weekend at least. Are filling a niche that the rest of the fight world's not. And on Wednesdays, we get calls. Every bout that falls through, they're calling these girls, Alita, and we're rolling in with our boys or somebody's boys or somebody's woman, and we're rolling and we're fighting.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a genius situation, actually, because like you said, you filled a blank spot that a lot of people, a lot of promoters and managers and such, they don't want to deal with. So you're filling that lane and you're getting all the work from them now. And that's what I call super girl power.
That's right.
Don't play with Alita and Allie. Boss Babe Management is coming to a city near you. You got a last minute replacement. You need a last minute replacement. Call the Boss Babe Management. I remember I had to put in a call to you for a friend.
Yes.
You got anybody?
Thank you. We love you.
Oh, thank you. Well, we love us some boxing. But what is it? Boss Babe Management.
I love
it. Since I started to say Boxing Playhouse.
I love the name. Who came up with the name Boss Babes? I love that.
Allie and I came up with it, and everybody thinks it's because we only manage women, but we manage both. But the Boss Babe is Allie and me. We are the Boss Babes of the organization.
Boss Babes.
Right. Oh, I never even thought about. They would think that it was just females that you were representing.
Dude, but it's okay because we love our women, but we just feel a niche that the others aren't, because last minute bout you have to call us. If we can't fill it, I don't think that anyone can.
Wow, that's amazing. I mean, I really like that angle. So, all right. What I'm going to ask you is kind of serious right now. What I'm going to say is you have some people on here that want to know, are you single?
Maybe so.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Love the show. Ladies' night is the best.
Maybe.
We got that's from Dan, and we got Queen K. Good evening. Hope you are all well, staying safe and staying healthy. So, amen to that. Yes, we are. Okay, so I saw you guys down at the gym, Countess Gym, actually in Tampa, and you guys were working out with the love of our lives, trainer Sherman Henson. Is this like a new thing that's going to be going on where Sherman is helping train some of your boxers?
Yes, he is going to be our team trainer, and we'll have some huge news coming up with Sherman where we're going to partner up and we're going to do big things. Boss Babe Boxing, Boss Babe Gym, Boss Babe, it's going to be Boss Babe all over the world.
Oh, well, who's going to sign up to go out of the country? Who's going outside of the states to help manage? Is it going to be you or Allie?
We shall see.
Okay. All right. So tell us what you think. This is the topic for tonight. Well, this is one of the topics. We had news this week that Claressa Shields has signed an MMA contract. What is your initial thoughts on this one? We're gonna, okay, I see you looking away, Black Rose.
Black Rose don't like that, huh? Zarina, what's up? Zarina, what's up?
I just don't know what would possess her to do that. I just like I understand where she's like, "Oh, I'm not getting paid enough," but if you think about it, this woman has 2 Olympic gold medals. Not only that, but she's undefeated in the pros, correct? So she should be having all these extra sponsorships that should be getting her the money that she desires. She
Right.
doesn't have these because, not to talk crap about anybody, but she has a terrible attitude. She's always had a terrible attitude. So she will never get these sponsorships. So she has to go over there. They're not going to sponsor you over there if they're not sponsoring you over here. So I just think that that was just a really dumb decision, and maybe that's just me. I just think that was a dumb decision. I can't like support that. I pray that she's safe in her endeavors, but I just can't support that. I probably will never watch a match ever.
Oh wow. And
To me.
Alita, what about you? How do you feel about her? You know, I don't think she's quitting boxing all out, but she did just sign a MMA management contract. How do you feel about the face of women active face of women boxers doing that?
I feel like that was probably not the best move on her part. If you can't make the money and what you want in boxing, you're sure not going to get it in MMA.
Right.
I'm sorry. It's just not there.
And you would know that for sure. Yeah. All
So
right.
maybe her fight advisor, consulting, whatever she's got going, maybe is not the best one. I mean, I don't know, but the money's not in MMA, that's for sure. So
Maybe she should just switch over to Boss Babes or something. I don't know.
maybe God, tell her, girl, tell her.
Well, okay, so let's hear from you, Blanca. What do you think?
I'm going to say the exact opposite of what they think, and I respect everybody's opinion.
Yeah.
But and actually, Zarina, you're right in a lot of ways. Where we need we need somebody in boxing that's well spoken, someone who's more of a hero instead of a villain. But with Clarissa Shields, I would say this: she should get more respect than she does. Even if you don't like her attitude, she won 2 gold medals, for United States. She's a very good boxer. We don't have a platform. It's very frustrating that we don't have a platform. And I know Lou DiBella's fighting for it, and people are fighting for our own Eddie Hearn type platform. But if I'm Clarissa and I'm as good as an athlete, she's one of those athletes that's probably going to be good in whatever she does. If you have 24/7 to train, why not make the move over to MMA and try to get more money while there's this lull in boxing? Because you have to stay busy. That's my thing. And she's not the only one who's going to be making that transition, but you're probably going to see a couple other big names that are going to probably make the same transition. And that transition will be soon. And I think what they're trying to do is follow any kind of money and any kind of exposure. And maybe they get kind of a clean slate in MMA, like she can start not all over again, but she's already got the credentials. She's undisputed. She got all the belts. So more power to her if she goes to MMA. I mean, she's probably going to roll half the day anyway, right? And train. So maybe she gets somewhere. But if she thinks that she's going to fight Amanda Nunes and win, she's got a lot to build up to something like that, to a mega fight, because Amanda Nunes is absolutely dangerous, and she has hands too. So
Yeah, for sure.
I like Clarissa doing something better than nothing,
I just feel like that should have been something she did after she got everything that she could get out of boxing. Like most fighters, they go to MMA once they feel like they've gotten mostly everything that they could get out of this sport. So they decide to switch to MMA, UFC, whatever it is. I feel like she hasn't even scratched the surface of what she could get out of this sport. just because people don't like the way that she acts or the way that she speaks to them or the way that she handles her business. So there's a lot that she could accomplish in this sport without, moving over to another one. But that's just my
Well,
opinion.
let's be blunt. Let's be blunt. We all know Showtime had her. She already was supposed to be signed and have all these fights, and all of a sudden, boom, they cut her off. Didn't put her on the schedule. So that's very telling of what, if she can't get anything big in female boxing in the United States, I don't know who will then, And for me, something's got to change, because if she can't make it and she wants 2 gold medals, how is somebody that has, no one else has done that. So I don't know. I just wish her luck, and I hope the other ones that move over make money, and I hope that they bring a different flavor and make some money, because it's a business and people need to make money. And so I think she's following the dollar. There's no dollars here in women's boxing right now. So what are you going to do?
Greg Allison says y'all 3 could do a Charlie's Angel movie. Oh, I like it. And then we got Greg saying, Lita, you a sexy girl. Woo! Uh-oh.
All right, Greg.
All right now. So, okay, here's my thoughts on it. I'm going to have to take up for Caressa just a little bit in the situation, even though she won't answer my text when I need to shut up. But listen, it's like this. It's like all these people all these boxers, male boxers had fights lined up before COVID started, and they were either canceled altogether or they were rescheduled. But by the end of this month, they will all have fought. Everybody that had scheduled fights would have fought. Now, Caressa, she had a scheduled fight. Hers was canceled, and they never brought it back. And the thing of it is that she could have easily been transferred over to a co-main event on one of the pay-per-views that Showtime had, or she could have been put on somebody else's card as a what do you call it? Like as a co-main as well. Like there were other lanes that she could have gotten into if they were interested in making the money. Whether or not she is has an attitude issue, or most people don't like her, they still will watch you because they want to see you lose. My thing about it is like it's hard to make a fight when you only have one female that is being promoted on the level that a Claressa Shields has garnered. Now I mean, who is she supposed to fight that people know? I mean, the last person that she fought that people really knew was Lady Hammer. I mean, she got a lot of publicity. Obviously, she's a gorgeous woman, and there was a lot of fan base there to see her fight as well. But since then, everyone that she's fought has not had the caliber of skill level or the actual promotion that would be required to make it a good fight for people to want to see. So she's stuck in a situation where she loves the sport of boxing, but it's like boxing ain't loving her back. So, hey, I love people that love me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just the saying. Like, who do you love? I love you because you love me. Or who do you like? Well, I like who likes me, because that's the way it goes. So if you're not getting the love and support that you need in this boxing arena, you do need to expand. You can't waste years just sitting around waiting.
Well, why hasn't she fought Raquel Miller? Like, let's put it out there. Why hasn't someone brought Claressa and Raquel? Everybody wants to see that beatdown, which way it's going to go.
But they don't want to pay for it.
That's what I'm saying.
But they don't want to pay the money to have a Raquel and pay her A-side female purse, and then also got to pay Caressa A-side purse. They're not going to do it. This is why we're getting these mismatches. And these mismatches, while I'm on the subject, because I'm on a rant right now, is that okay? These mismatches are a problem from the top all the way down to the local level. And it needs to freaking stop, because it's killing the sport. So when you don't want to pay for somebody of substance to fight someone else, this is what is happening. So, I mean, and not just pay them as the athletes, but also pay for the marketing. You know, people aren't going to know. A lot of people are not even going to know a Raquel Miller. So what are we going to do? I mean, we're only Boston Playhouse. We cover you guys. We have a night of females on once a month, you know, just for females. We also have females on other nights too, but this is our official ladies night. When are we going to see some other media sources doing the same? Because, I mean, I'm looking at our numbers right now. They're doing pretty good. They're holding pretty steady. So the lie is that that women are not garnering people's interest, boxing fans' interest, when it's just not the case. It's a lie.
It is a lie. Eddie Hearn's doing great with women fights. He's killing it.
That's another thing. Like, how would you like it if you're Clarissa Shields and you got a bigger name, well, not as big as Katie, but you're up there on Katie's level, and Katie's managed to get 2 fights done in a COVID year, and she couldn't get one done.
But that's
right.
If you're having issues, you don't have the right manager, because your manager will make it happen.
Correct.
They'll find a way. They will find a compromise to make that happen for you. So she needs to fire whoever's managing her now and get a better team, because if she's not getting these fights and she's up there on that level and she has all the facilities to be getting these COVID fights and she's not, that's her team's problem. That's her management. It's not her. It's not her coaches. It's her management. They're not doing enough for her. They're not prioritizing her, because a good manager will get you these fights. They'll find a way.
Well, I like Mark Taffet because he is one of the single most people that have switched over for female athletes and tried to get them the money that she has been getting. And it's really crazy because she's actually getting paid more money per fight than anybody else. So I feel like that's the reason why she's sitting. It's because now it's like, we want this for Clarissa, and these boxing promoters or the television networks are saying, nah, we can't do that in our budget right now. You know, they giving her the COVID reason, but then they go and make a pay-per-view for the Charlo twins, and they go and make a pay-per-view for Spence versus Garcia this weekend. And then there was a Tank Davis fight.
And then there was a YouTuber that got $600,000.
Wow.
Don't even tell me about that. You know, in an NBA, you know, they got paid. So everybody can get this money in COVID unless you're a female boxer, or unless you got Tito, T&K Boxing. They would put some ladies on now. So I mean, this is the problem here. Like, what's going on? Make it make sense.
T&K.
Yeah,
also, last time I was on here, that's also us problem as a collective, because we're so busy trying to elevate ourselves that we're not elevating women in the sport. These men, they market themselves. They market themselves and they market others, because you see them, oh, my homie's fighting, go show him love, or make sure you tune in, oh, I'm fighting, like, props to him, but I'm gonna beat him up. You know, us, what do? Do we post other women fighters? Do we, like, literally, other than Blanca, Lupi, and like anybody who's women based, you don't see specific women boxers promoting each other. Like, there's no reason why I can't support you or network you to my people just because we're going to fight one day. There's no reason. I always try to repost onto my story people's pictures, videos, whatever it is. But we have to market ourselves if nobody else is going to market us. Like, I know Cecilia Brock, she's reposted plenty of my things because she will support. You know, she will support other female fighters. But do you ever see Clarissa supporting other female fighters? Do you ever see some of these other, Katie Taylor? Do you see Katie Taylor supporting these other female fighters? No, you don't. They support themselves. They try to elevate themselves when we should be trying to elevate the sport, because we as women in the sport are not elevated enough or as evolved in the sport as we should be. So we have to push ourselves, elevate ourselves. And then once we get that step stool, then the marketing can come in. All that is going to be a lot easier for us. But we have to support each other. That's what I said the last time I was on here. And I still stand by that, because nobody, like, I find it so hard to get support from other women fighters. Like, I get all my support from guy fighters. I should be getting support from women fighters if I'm supporting them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll repost.
That's because you're so fine, Serena.
Like, I
There's
repost.
a lot of haterade juice going on with women too, guys. Like,
There
you
is.
know, it's like they see if you're a halfway decent looking person and you know a guy too might find you attractive, it seems like another female will come into the room and they'll automatically give you that look like, this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're like, what I freaking do?
For real.
Hey,
If I'm
you ever see?
somebody
Hey,
too hard, it's because I think you're pretty, not because I want to fight you or something.
Hey.
I think you're pretty, that's why I'm staring so hard. You're
Thank
pretty.
United States has a problem with Twitter too. They have a lot of hate on Twitter. You see the UK love that their athletes, they love their female boxers, they stick up for them. And then you see some of our own media. I want to mention names, some of our own media that will go out there hating on Shields. You know, it's like I will, even if I have a negative thought, I won't try to do that to Shields because she won 2 gold medals. She's one of the best we have. And you know, you see other media, the first thing they do is they want to jump on someone or they want to jump on Hardy for talking the truth. Really, they want to say all this negative stuff, but hey, she's speaking her truth and she's right. You know, we don't get paid
Heather
enough.
Hardy, for those that don't know, Heather Hardy. Look her
Yeah.
up. She says a lot of good stuff too.
Then you got, you got good supportive people in boxing.
Yeah.
You know, Brian Cohen,
Callie,
Brian Cohen.
Callie.
you
know.
yeah, we saw Callie in action. Matter of fact, she was on that TNK boxing card at the Florida Boxing Hall of Fame. I mean, that's another great talent that a lot of people don't know about. And she's carrying an entire Native American, you know, tribe that she's representing. And there's a lot of talent in the Native American community. They really focus on the youth and, you know, mentoring and boxing. And that's a little known fact for a lot of people.
Yeah, they need Callie on more cards. They need Callie on more cards. That's the problem. You know, they stick with the certain girls, you know, like give more girls exposure. Let Callie fight. I think her and Shields is a big fight down the line. I really do. I think she, you know, I think her and McCaskill, great fight. You know,
yeah, that would be a great fight.
That's a good fight. You know, Serrano needs to fight. This it's getting crazy. Like that these girls are fighting.
What you say about this situation? Like, what was your thoughts on it? I'm sorry, Alita.
It was fun. I think that put the talent to the side and all that from a management standpoint. What is she doing on the backside to? How do I say it? Maybe she needs a handler / manager to make it work out for her better. Shall I say? Because, you know, being in the business and managing, promoting, fight consulting, everything that I do, a lot of fighters have a tendency to sabotage their own bouts, their own self by not sitting back and letting their management do what they're supposed to do. That might be.
That's an interesting point, and that's coming from the management, you know, point of view. Are you seeing any barriers? Have you had any issues with people not wanting to respect you and your business partner in the industry, being that it's so few women managing right now?
Every day, as women, we are basically every day in this industry. We are fighting just to survive, but it's good because we love to eat it, we breathe it. It's not a problem. So you tell me or I'm not, or I'm a woman and you know, that's fine. I'm going to go to the next level tomorrow. I don't have a problem with that. But, you know, as far as management is concerned, you know, good managers are there to guide you. They're not there to hurt you. They're not there to take your glory. They're there to help you. If you allow them to do their job, they can do it and they do it well. But a lot of fighters, women and men alike, have the tendency to want to just take over and they want to communicate with, you know, and you can't do that. You have to sit back and let your do their job and not get involved. That's where a lot of the problem comes in. But like TNK, as far as women, TNK is busting it out. You know, we had the Hall of Fame. We had three women bouts or four.
3. Yep, 3.
I mean, Chevelle. I mean, shoot, and good fighters, quality fighters.
Mm-hmm.
They're busting it out.
Tag was on a couple of cars.
Yes.
Therese Brown. Then we had KO. Callie.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Kaylee. She likes to go back.
Yes.
She's Kaylee.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's a world champion now.
She's a world champion
WBA.
now, right? And
WBA.
you didn't hear a damn thing about it after she won. Nothing.
Yes. Women are so pushed to the side in the sport. It's sad, but that's what we have to do. The ones that have the say and the stroke, we got to start doing more and promoting women more. Not just me, but all of us.
Well, we got Clarence McLean. He says, I totally support women's boxing.
Hey, Clarence, how are you?
Yeah, Clarence is on here.
Yay, love Clarence.
Sure.
And we got Boxing Meets Beauty, the other Guiterrez sister. She says, oh, she has a couple of names here. Let's see, Celine, Ubana, Ibani Bridges, Amanda Serrano, support other fighters. You know, and that's the thing. Everybody seems to have a overall thing between all of us, and it's about supporting, whether it's on the media end, whether it's boxers and each other supporting each other's boxing careers, whether it's you as a trainer saying, hey, you know, I mean, I know we've had a conversation, Blanca, about not having enough funding. Like, it's hard to get sponsors for the young girls, you know, that are amateurs, and they're also not getting a paycheck. So, you know, we've had a conversation about not getting that type of support. And then we have Alita. I mean, I know you're being nice about it, but I'm going to tell you, some of these men and these promoters, they see a female coming and they feel like they're going to bend you to what they want to do. And it takes like a lot of courage for you to be like, nah, we're not doing that today. No. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not what we're going to do today. I'm not doing that.
No, we're not.
So,
we're not conforming. You come to us, you step up to us, or you can't play.
No playing, baby.
No play day.
No boxing playhouse playing.
No playing.
No boxing playhouse playing. And then Boxing Meets Beauty says Hardy is the voice we need right now. Oh, she is the voice that we need right now. Tell us what Hardy actually said, because I might have missed that. I've seen her in the past speaking up about the treatment.
Well, you know, Hardy said a few things about Matchroom and about Eddie Hearns and not paying his fighters enough, and they offered her a fight. I believe she said that they offered her only $20,000. It could have been more. I think Eddie Hearn, I'm not sure, you know, I'm not Heather Hardy, but, you know, a lot of people jumped all over her on Twitter. I don't know if you follow Twitter, all the things that people said, and they're like, she's a whiner and this and that. No, she wants to get paid, you know, but I think what's happening with the people like from a different era, and I'm not saying she's like kind of on the back end of what the new pay scale is. Because you had super bad Sanisha Estrada get paid $75,000 to knock out a girl that didn't know how to fight. Okay, $75,000. So the pay scale is much different depending on who you are. And I think Golden Boy, if they're gonna, you know, I think Golden Boy should be doing something for female boxing. He's got 4 fighters. I mean, why not put Sulem Urbina against CZarina McCoy? You know, down the line, Serena can fight. Sanisha super bad, because that's going to be a great fight down the line, you know. And then people get all weird when we say it, but you know, Serena is a new fighter, and everybody can like. I like Sanisha and her dad, and like this is business. So now we're talking business. Okay. Serena and Superbad is a great fight down the line, and I think that Serena. Don't take that fight yet, because you want to make that money, right? And not only that, you really want to be ready for somebody who's been doing, like in the pros, you know, these girls are great fighters. Someone like Sanisha's a veteran, and it's different being a veteran and a amateur boxer who has high credential. So once you get them going and that super fight happens, that's a major fight. But you have these other fighters that need to get paid. And also like Melissa Hernandez, like, let's just say Melissa.
Yeah.
Hey, she talks smack to Michaela Mayer, and not even directly. She had a great interview with Women's Fight News, who gave 2 great interviews so far that I've seen. Heather Hardy's and Melissa Hernandez, which I liked it even more than Heather Hardy's. So she's actually talking smack to Michaela Mayer, who Michaela talks smack all the time. So you think that Michaela can handle it. Michaela gets a little hurt. But those fights where you have a veteran who's good, by the way, who I think could win that fight, and a girl who was in the Olympics and who's a great fighter, if you put that fight, that's what we need to see. For me, that's what we need to see to make women's boxing great. We need to get the older with the new and find out who are the better ones now, because I still think Melissa has some, she has something left. And I'd like to see that fight, but we need those fights, you know, like we really need.
And we need to build up to the fight so we know the actual boxers as they come into these big bouts, you know, like I'm saying, like it's hard to garner the, you know, like everybody wanted Mike Tyson's fight. They wanted to see Mike Tyson. They sold like it was like 1.5, or well, it's 1.3 to 1.5 million buys. Just because the fan base was there to see a legend who's not even really was gonna fight. So like in order,
I love Mike Tyson.
I mean, it's just amazing. It really is amazing, and it's great for Mike Tyson and whoever he decides to fight. It's crazy. Right. But I'm just saying, like, there has to be a want and a desire from the boxing community to make these fights happen. And the only way that's going to happen is if they actually know the damn boxers.
Yeah, promote them. Hey, why not promote the 112-pound division? I don't understand the most saturated division ever right now on BoxRec. You go to 112s, and that's where everybody's at. And then you have all these undisputed belts like 147, or, you know, they have the Katie Taylor size. But, you know, that's the other thing with Clarissa. There's no one her weight, you know, like there's,
you don't
she went through everybody.
Partner. Right.
But go to 112s, man. You can go to Mexico, you can go to Europe, you can go anywhere with the 112s. And we probably have, you know, the best chance of having the best 112s in the world. I believe that, you know, but someone promote the 112s, please.
Yep, we're right here.
He's right there. And she has a fight coming up in Mexico next weekend. Make sure you guys try to catch it if you can. Do you know if it's going to be televised or not?
I believe it will be streamed, but I don't know specifically where yet. When I do, I'll be posting it across both of my Instagrams, my Twitter, Facebook. So you guys will definitely see.
All right. Well, we'll definitely share it when that happens. So keep us in the loop on that. And good luck on that fight.
Yeah.
Tell Golden Boy to look at this girl. Her Top Rank. Come on. Yeah. Or Split. You know what? Split T's been looking. Split T. You know, that's another good. These people from Split T, and they got a lot of women. They got a lot of good things going on, and they need a platform. You know, we need to see some of these women fight. It's just ridiculous.
And you know what? Some of like the biggest name promotion companies are probably the worst people to sign with. Honestly, like Golden Boy, Mayweather Promotions. Those are people I would probably not sign with unless they
Mayweather, they don't do anything, but Golden Boy will get you a stipend, girl.
But the reason why I don't like Golden Boy is because they baby their fighters. Like they will literally give you the easiest fights, and then they'll sign a contract or be in talks of a contract for a good fight, and then you just drop out.
They want to pay you for a bigger fight. Like
you got 3 fights there with Golden Boy. You got Marlene, you got Superbad, and you got First Start with Sulem Urbina. I mean, I don't know. Talk to them, Serena. Talk to them.
Which coming?
I will. I'll fight all 3 of them. But it's just the fact that Golden Boy, Golden Boy likes to baby their fighters. Like, for example, Ryan. Ryan could fight all these. He could fight Tank. He could fight anybody. Who does he fight? Nobody. He fights bums, and every time he gets signed up for a good fight, he mysteriously drops out because of management. Like, come on now. I want real.
Wait a minute now. Are you telling me that the Campbell fight is off now?
They were supposed to be signing a contract, but now it might get canceled.
Well, they said it was rescheduled because it was supposed to be here in December, but Campbell got COVID. So
no,
I didn't never hear the update of what's going on now with that fight.
Third person that Ryan has been in talks with fighting, that the fight has gotten mysteriously canceled, and the other two had nothing to do with COVID. Nothing to do with COVID at all. It's just they want to baby, and I understand, like, you want your fighters, you want to build your fighter up, you want them to stay on top, but that's
a lot of money.
He has this fan base, like a very big fan base now. Like,
yeah,
time for him to show what he has or what he doesn't have. I wouldn't know anymore, but what he does or doesn't have.
See him fight Teofimo.
Exactly. Fight somebody who's worth watching. Like, you're over here fighting little kids that literally just stepped out of the candy shop or something. Come on. We're grown-ups now. Let's fight like grown-ups.
I don't know. You think they would do that with their female boxers though?
Yeah, they would.
I feel like they put y'all on the chopping block. They'll be like,
no, they did.
Undercard. She gonna be the co-main. I mean, sink or swim. Like, I feel is invested in the female boxers.
Worth it. I am willing to fight anybody in my weight class. The top dog, Sulim, Marlon, Sanisa, especially Sanisa, because I got beef with Sanisa on the low. I got beef.
Yeah, but hey, wait for that fight a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna talk to you. You got to wait for that fight a little bit because you wait a little bit for the money.
Because it's better business wise. I get more money the more fights I have, the more money I'm gonna make in the contract for the fight. So for sure. But as far as it feeling ready, feeling like I could beat her right now, I could step in the ring with her tomorrow. And I know
she's on fire. She's on fire.
Period. That's how it is. I just know. Like, not to be cocky. I'm not a cocky person. I'm very cool. But I just know I could beat her up today, tomorrow. Like,
and you hear that, Sanisha? She's calling you out.
Not to be like, I promise you, I'm not an arrogant person. But when you know you could beat somebody, you just know you could beat somebody. And I just know I could beat her. And she was cracking out on Instagram a few months back. So, you know, I'm gonna hold that little grudge. You know, I'm gonna hold it till we get in the ring. And then, you know.
You got to send me that little beef comment. You got to send me that screenshot.
I got it in the back of my head right now. It's there.
I'm gonna post that right there. And
we love beef.
Yeah, you know, we love some good beef.
Some beef.
Carne with Palomino steak.
Yeah.
Yes.
24-ounce steak over here.
Okay, Dylan, he wants to know what your Instagram handle is. So he wants to know that IG.
Oh, so Instagram is literally just my name, CZarina McCoy. All together. No space, no dashes, no nothing. Just CZarina McCoy. That's literally all my social medias is CZarina McCoy.
You better tell them how to spell it, though, CZarina. You better tell them how you spell it, because that's kind of confusing.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. So it's CZarina McCoy. And then also in my bio, I have my boxing Instagram, which is CZarina McCoy 2, the number 2. So follow that one, too. Follow both. You have to follow both. Okay. To get a follow.
I mean, you didn't do all that, but I just searched Black Rose and you come up
Yeah, for my boxing one, yeah, Black Rose. Up and it'll pop up because it's the name, but mine, as far as my personal, it's CZarina McCoy. But you have to follow both to get a follow back. So
okay, well, I like that. Yes.
No, yeah, I'll follow you back, but you gotta follow both. Gotta support me.
And then we got Brad Jones. He says, "Yo, Blanca, fine." Oh, he says, "Yo, Blanca, fine. I seen the promo pic. Do she fight?" Oh, somebody would like to know if you fight.
I was a kickboxer back in the day. I'm a little older now, but back when I was fighting, there was like hardly any boxing and mostly kickboxing. So that's what I did. I had a couple amateur fights, a couple pro fights, but it was like before 2000. And so now I just help other girls that, you know, well, before no one cared about the girls, and now everybody's starting to, you know, let everybody trains. It's like they don't even know all the work it took to make it so that females get the respect they actually do. But you really have to earn your respect anyway, just like in life. If you work just as hard in the gym, I know most guys don't see you any differently in a gym. It's just the promoters when they want to pay you is that when they see you differently. But most of the boxing guys know how hard you train, you know, so.
Blanca, is that belt yours? I saw on the picture.
Those are the belts. That was like the second belt we gave out to the beautiful brawlers for all our shows.
Oh.
We give out belts, but no, I have my belts in the gym, and they probably got a lot of dust on them. But I still love those belts. Like I told my son, who's a wrestler, that I wish I could be back in the ring, because once you've done that, you really love it, you know, and it never goes away. That feeling you get until Melissa McMurrow punches you in the face and ends your sparring career.
I have 4 beautiful brawler belts in this house. 4. And I love them. They're like my favorite out of any trophy, plaque, medal, whatever. My beautiful brawler belts. Oh, I love them. I love them. So pretty. And just so. Oh. And, by the way, I was looking around at my stuff when I saw you were going to be on here. And look what I found. My beautiful brawlers hand wraps. Ooh.
All right. This girl.
Beautiful brawlers.
Yep, because we send like these champions like Serena, like we never want to forget anybody that works hard, you know. We try to, I don't know, we're not the only ones that try to promote. You try to promote them too. There's other women out there that try, you know. We just need a bigger platform.
Honestly, I can say, like, from when I started like fighting to now, that you opened up a big door for that, for women to have a big platform to
Thank you.
For people to focus specifically on making matching up women. I say you opened a huge door, because like a few years after I was already doing beautiful brawlers fights, somebody else started doing like an all women's thing over on the east side, and I was like, me and my dad were like, they're copying Blanca. Oh my god, like we can't even fight in that. That's so disrespectful. Like, we were tripping at first because we were like, does she know about this? Like, does she know?
We started it, and then the East Coast, and then Texas is big now on women's fights too, you know. But and then Canada, we went to a show in Canada, and you know, they all started popping up. Now that we've got all this going, why can't we get it on a bigger scale is what, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So right now, Blanca, I want to get a prediction from y'all for tomorrow night. What y'all do?
I got Errol. You know the vibes. I got Errol.
Oh, I got Danny Garcia. That's funny. I got Danny Garcia. I like Errol. He's a great person. I love Errol. I think that we'll see with that accident, you know.
People are thinking he's gonna lose because he was in that accident.
Well, I just hope God blesses them both and keeps them safe. But I also know that Danny just doesn't stand back and take any fight, although he does fight all the best caliber. But sometimes Danny wants to, so that he has a little bit of that edge. And I believe that with that accident that Errol had, and it looked horrific, that accident. I don't know how the bookies have it, because I think that people are thinking if Errol isn't fully recovered, basically, that Danny wins. I mean, that's just the general consensus, I believe.
He's not
bookies, but I just feel like, I mean, that's some, you know, you're not going to be able to determine whether or not, you know, he is who he's always been until he actually gets back in that ring. Because, you know, there could be some psychological stuff going on. There could be, you know, a one little shot that, you know, a little part of his body may not, you know, fully be ready for, you know, especially with Danny's power. And then I know Danny has been more active lately, even if, you know, they were two not as high prize fighters as his fights with Porter and Thurman. But he's had more active fights, and he's had his way with those guys. So I feel like Garcia has a good chance, whereas everybody else is like, no, it's Spence all the way, you know. So I'm like, ooh, I like Spence, I do, I do hope that he can return fully to and be 100%. Because I would hate for him to, not get the win, but he not be fully, fully healthy for the fight. And so then it's like Garcia, he'll get the win, but it wouldn't be. People would say it's not a legitimate win. You know how people, how fans.
Yeah, they're gonna tear him up whether he wins or loses.
Like, well,
yeah.
he beat a half Spence. If Spence was 80% or 100% Spence, then it would have been different. So I'm really hoping that we see the best of both of them, because then we got a hell of a fight to be watching on Saturday night.
Spence is the real deal to come out and fight Danny Garcia right after that accident. I mean, that's a real fighter. That's somebody I respect. That
about it, when something happens to you where you could have possibly lost your life, you can either think of it two ways. You could let it affect the way that you live your life, or you could let it motivate you to work even harder in life, because you have to take advantage of every second, because just like that, it could be over. And I feel like Spence has that mindset where it's like he wants to take advantage of every second that he has on this earth. And that's getting in there, fighting this fight, going in there. And he has heart, he has a good mindset from what I've seen in interviews. And like when I met him, he has a really good heart. He has a really good mindset. He's strong. He's strong-willed from what I've seen. I don't know.
They have good teams too. Both have good teams. Both have their dads right there. So.
Right. Yeah, that's going to be a different dynamic too. We got trainer Sherman Henson, and he says, I have Danny Garcia because Danny's very good against southpaws. Oh, right, Sherman. Okay. Right, you just hit on something that nobody's even mentioned. And Sherman is the old school type boxer.
And even if like orthodox are good with southpaws, I still had an advantage just being southpaw. Even if they were accustomed to fighting southpaws, you just always have an advantage. I can't really explain it in words what advantage you have of being a southpaw, but there's just something about it. Like even if they spark southpaws their entire camp, you could still trip them up. Like you just still have a slight advantage just being a southpaw. It's just a thing. Like I don't know how to explain it. You'll just have
hard to fight. Southpaws are hard to fight.
So Sherman might have a point there that we didn't even. I didn't think about that. And like I said, we don't want to count Spence out, but with that type of accident, I mean, really and truly, he's not going to even know how he really is until he gets in that ring. You and I, all of us know that training is totally different from when you in those rounds.
Yeah, and Danny's going to try to put it on him early, too. It's going to be a good fight.
Blanca, y'all got y'all DVR on for the Camacho?
I can't wait. He was my favorite fighter in the whole world. Macho Camacho.
Oh, Macho Camacho was?
Yeah. I love everything about him. I love the way he fought. I love the costumes he had. I loved his ring walks. I loved it all.
Oh man, that's a nice belt.
That's beautiful
Brawlers champion. Wow.
Ooh, I like the white one.
So Brenda, you gotta take some pictures with them belts on you.
All of them like this. Like Amanda Serrano with all of them.
Yeah.
Take a picture with all the belts on.
Third one.
That was nice too.
This one.
Oh man, you strapped up.
Hey, but you know what? On the last one, you're gonna see one day a green belt. She's gonna have the green strap with all of those.
Oh,
that's so awesome, Serena. It makes me want to cry. Makes me want to cry.
I love
gives me
them.
purpose.
I literally could never get rid of those. Like those bring me so many good memories and like just good feelings. Just good feelings.
That WBC belt is starting to get easier and easier to get. You could sneeze and get one of those.
If I get in there with Tyson, do I get one? Yeah, I know.
You might.
I like that Legends belt. I thought it was great. And they're called Black Lives Matters was on the belt too.
I did think Tyson won that though. Like, I don't think it was even a draw.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked like he could have knocked him out. Not anything against Roy Jones. Nothing against him. I just, he's a sweet person. He's sweet.
Why would you put a no knockout clause in a fight against a man who's known to knock people out. That made me so mad. I was like, this man can't.
You didn't really think the boxing commission was going to allow two 50-year-old men to go at it, like, for real. I mean,
Tyson was ready. He was ready.
Blanca and CZarina, next year, what fight, if y'all could put together one good fight, what fight would y'all put together for next year? A super fight.
Teofimo and either Tank Davis or Ryan Garcia. Because I want to see those two step to the plate.
I say Teofimo and Tank over Teofimo and
But Teofimo's name just comes up. Just
Devin and Tank. Oh, Devin and Tank.
So what about Errol and Crawford? Y'all don't excite you, Errol and Crawford?
Not next year. I feel like that's not gonna happen right now. Like it's just
No?
not. If it hasn't happened,
I love Crawford. He's awesome. I just want to see anybody fight Crawford and keep him going because I really love the way he fights.
yeah.
That guy's incredible.
I still have Spence. I'm sorry. I still have Spence.
Spence is a good guy, you know. He's a good guy. I'll pray for him before the fight that he's not affected in any way, but that's a little scary for me.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, Errol got to get through Danny to even talk about that fight.
And what about Lomachenko? Is he going to come back after that last performance, or is he done?
I think
Did he
he'll
get the
come back.
rematch?
I think he wants to go down to super featherweight. I mean, like I think he wants to go down in weight.
And I wouldn't mind seeing Pacquiao come back. What about Pacquiao Crawford?
Pacquiao
I'd
Crawford.
love to see that, but I don't think Pacquiao wants his last two fights to be like that. Like I think he had enough with Keith, you know. Like he fought one of the younger generationers. And I think he's like, I'm a coast through these next two fights that I have, maybe.
I don't know. Hey, Keith talked a lot though, and then Pacquiao schooled him.
Yeah.
I just thought
talking those fights though, because you know Pacquiao ain't gonna trash talk. So I mean that left it all up to Thurman to trash talk, you know.
Hey, what about Broner? What about Broner? Is he coming back in the picture?
He's in good shape. Broner actually like
Stops going to jail. He's gonna come back with stuff.
So he stopped going to jail.
You know, he always comes back to get paid though. You know, he always gets back in there.
I want to see Broner return, guys. I'm always rooting for
I do too. I like Broner. I mean, he makes me laugh.
Like I feel like you know when you grow up a certain way, and it's hard to transition your life out of that certain mindset that you've had so long. So I'm always rooting for him to be the better of himself because he's actually his worst enemy. He's had like some tremendous opportunities in the sport, made some great money, and he actually had the skills and the talent to do something, you know, really good. So, I mean, he's his worst enemy because he just will not let those hands go.
You know what though? He just went to court because he has like a $18,000 debt or something like that, and he told the court he was like, I only have $18 to my name.
Wow.
And on Instagram, he was like, guys, I only have $18 in my bank account. Here's my Cash App if you wanna. I'm about to start an OnlyFans. I was like, boy, you're worried.
Well, I think he know he done transferred all kinds of money to everybody else so that lawsuit, you know,
Right.
so the lady from the lawsuit can't get his money. So I don't think the judge was falling for that one.
No,
Kelly
no,
thing.
for that one.
Yeah,
Money in everybody else's name.
that was OJ too. He would never keep anything in his name.
CZarina, who designed your Black Rose outfits?
Who designs my outfits?
Yeah.
Oh, like my shirts, my Team CZarina shirts, and those.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we designed them. So me and my father, we designed them together, and then we
Nice.
Oh, cool.
Okay. We design our own stuff too. So, you know, we're all future designers as well.
like that should be our side hustle, designing
Okay. So, well, we got into the Clarissa Shields information, but who do you guys see Katie Tater fighting next? Anybody?
Well, Katie Taylor should is Eddie Hearn going to keep her fighting over there and fighting people from Europe? Like I would like to see Katie Taylor fight maybe I'd like to see the Jessica McGaskill rematch only because I want to see it. I think I don't think Jessica looked as good in her last fight with Brackus, but you know, if Jessica beats Cecilia, I think that's the fight. And I'd like to see Amanda Serrano fight Katie Taylor. That I would really like to see that fight. But
And remember, we almost got it, but Eddie Hearns, once again, just like Hardy was saying, tried to lowball, and he thought Amanda would just take that money, and he found out so differently that she was like, "Wait a minute, nah, we can hold off. I ain't that damn poor."
yeah, and I think that you know it would be nice to see her fight over here instead of over there too. I just don't like that fight over there. I don't think Katie's losing over there. I don't think she'll never lose there.
She's not gonna lose over there. She needs to come here. That fight against Pursoon should have been here. It shouldn't have been over there. In my opinion, should have been here.
Rob says, Black Rose, look at all your bling. You're amazing.
Oh,
Rob is out here.
What about Katie Taylor? What about Michaela Mayer, Katie Taylor?
damn, that would be a good fight.
I think that'd be a great fight.
I think Mary might get her though. I don't know if Eddie lets that happen.
I want to see Mayer take Harper, but you know, I don't think they let that fight happen either. Or Hamadouche.
They try to do the same thing with the ladies that they do with the men, where they don't let the actual really good fights happen.
Yeah, you know, I also think that's going to happen with Shields. You know, they keep on holding out the name Savannah Marshall with a carrot,
Right.
but I don't see them putting together any contracts. But maybe she wants to fight Declare first, and I don't know where that's going to happen. And then, or she's going to what, FPL, but
yeah,
Savannah Marshall is the only fight, the real big fight left. So that's the big payday right there for Shields. I mean, and I don't know if Eddie Hearns really wants her, because if he did, wouldn't he have called her already?
yeah, that's true.
That's
So we got Robbie says Crawford for sure, and Loma will be back, but down a weight class. So he's agreeing with me. Love, let's see, love the Pac-Man. He's still a tough cookie. And then Robert, he says, make sure to tell Black Rose the difference between me and Rob MC.
Never mix you
The
up.
Robert, you know.
You know, you're special. You have a special place in my heart. Can never mix you up.
Aww.
Oh God, Cartagena.
And then Rob MC says Katie Taylor will fight in the States at some point, but most of her wins are in points, so she will be beat sometime soon.
I can see that. If she had to fight out here, I could see that. Like in the States, I could see
Yeah, like that favoritism is going to not transfer over.
that. It won't.
And then Sherman, our trainer, Henson, says, I don't see a problem with boxing today, is that all the top fighters are protected. So he agrees with CZarina.
The Rob MC said.
Rob MC says
It's cooler.
it's cooler.
Rob said he cooler. MC.
Yeah, he's cool. He's saying he's cooler than Robert. Wow, this is some beef now too.
Uh-oh.
Sherman said the problem with all the top fighters of the day is that their management and promoters are protecting them too.
That's true. That's true. Back then,
yep,
they would fight no matter what.
Hey.
Now it's like they pick and choose. They want to fight little kids or old people. They don't want to fight somebody who's on their level. Like, win, lose, or draw. Like a O does not mean anything to me. Like, yeah, obviously it's nice, cool, whatever. But at the end of the day, the GOATs of the sport have losses, have been knocked out. Ali has been knocked out, Tyson has been knocked out, Pacquiao has been knocked out. Like, these men are great. These men are legends, and they've been knocked out. They have losses on their record. So what does a O really mean? Honestly, you know, being a champion doesn't have anything to do with having a 0 on your record. To me,
we missed a lot of comments here. I know that somebody was saying something about Roberto Duran on that same subject. you know. But I think he was saying, oh, here you go. There you go, right there. So it'll fit in with what you're saying, Serena. Okay, so Roberto Duran was an incredible grit fighter. He fought in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and into the 2000s. The only thing that stopped him was a car crash. So that's a good point. And at Roberto Duran, he fought at lightweight. I believe Dahlia was telling us like a total of 15 years. And there was only one title at that time. So you fought only the best, and you had to defend that belt, you know, for every person that wanted to step up and feel like they were better than you. Yeah. So that just show you how great he was at lightweight. Now, one loss, and then he revenged that loss. So
yeah, this sport is literally just Twitter beef at this point. Like they beef on all day, and don't try to sign any contracts. Like I'm not gonna argue with you online. Okay, just set up a date. Let's sign some contracts and let's fight. I'm not gonna argue with you. I've always been like that, even before boxing. I will not argue with you.
And fanboy pages too, Serena. And fanboy pages.
I know exactly. But I'm not gonna argue. Like I'll say what I have to say. I'll make my statement, and after that, like I'll have nothing. Like even with that little beef with Sinisa, her fanboy over here was like, I'm not. I was like, why are you deriding? And he's like, I'm not deriding. I support all women. And I said, no. You support that woman, and everybody else is just background characters. Like she not paying that check ain't that big, homie, and she's gonna hop on talking crap to me. I said, look, I'm not gonna go back and forth with you. You want to fight? Let's fight. I'm gonna meet you in the ring. Then you can say whatever you want to say there. Period. Wow. Here, I don't want to hear back talk. I don't argue online. I don't do that.
I mean, well, the biggest beef ever was Gary Russell Jr. versus Devin Haney, and they was like, oh yeah, sign the contract. You got this contract? Yeah, you got the I'm signing nothing. Church mouse. Like, what happened?
Arguing for what? And then as soon as I said, hey, I'll meet you in the ring, that's it. I will meet you in the ring, and that's it. I'm not gonna argue with you. You could set up a date, set a contract, I'll sign it, we could get it. Like as soon as I said that, she wanted to stop responding. Okay, haha, it's a joke. I'm kidding. Da da da. Like, no, I'm not kidding, sis. I'm not kidding. I have my pen right now.
Mid beef, like that's not gonna work. Like once you start to beef with me, now I'm ready to finish it. Exactly. I don't have no heart for you trying to change your mind in midstream. Because believe it or not, media is the same. It's like they'll start with us and say little slick shit and think that we're not going to respond, which he won't. He's a good spirit. But then me, I'm feisty. I'm like, no, forget what you heard. Okay, this is how it's going on. And call them out online. They don't like that when I go live and I tell it on themselves. Then it's like a problem. Like, oh, she's so evil. Oh, she's wrong. I'm like, no, I'm telling the truth. This is what happened. And I'm finna let everybody that I know and a few other 1,000 people know too.
It's because people they could be so bold online and nobody ever says anything to them about it. Yep. I've never been that type of a person. I'm not gonna beef with you. I'm not gonna waste my time and go back and forth with you. No, you want to fight? We could fight. Like it was like that before boxing. It's like that during boxing. It's gonna be like that after boxing. And you know what? I have a pen. I just need you to stop talking crap to me online because I'm
that dotted line.
I don't have Twitter fingers, okay? I like to fight. So
you like to fight, and I know, like Blanca, you got that Twitter beef going on too.
I do.
Yes.
Hey, I stick up for our fighters, you know, like when why does everybody talk so much crap? And then I go on there, I'm trying to talk. Hey, did you ever see when I go, okay, I hope God blesses you? And then they're like, F off at the end of it. I'm like, oh my God.
Like when you say God bless you, they like, oh, they trying to be funny now. Like,
yeah. And I seriously mean it. but
I will say,
I'm sorry. We got somebody
I call you baby girl, baby doll.
Who says that?
I don't know, but Serena's fired up. She's fired up.
Baby girl,
Yeah.
baby doll, sweetheart. So we got Rob here, MC, and he says, "You guys heard of Daisy Lane?
Yes,
Absolutely. She's been on the show with us before. So yes,
lovely.
she's an amazing fighter. She's got an amazing record. She got a great personality, and she's very positive.
And she was inducted in last year in the Women's Boxing Hall of Fame for sure.
You are an inductee as well with the Women's International Hall of Fame.
Thank you, Sue Fox.
She should.
Yes, but I just heard that we have to like move the Women's Boxing International Boxing Hall of Fame back to August, I think.
Yes, August, because COVID's just, I don't know. It's going to be in Vegas. So we'll all be able to go meet up with a meet and greet with Serena.
Yes.
We should do that, Serena. We should do that. And then, no, we got to do that. We got to hook up. Are you going? Because it's going to be fun.
Oh, we're trying to go. Yes, we're hoping we're going to put that on our schedule as one of our weekends because we definitely want to participate in that too.
Yeah, Serena, we got your seat. I got your seats. Yeah, we're going. We're going. I can't wait.
That's going to be awesome because it'll be our first time going to that. And, I just want to be there to support and get the word out that this is a great international boxing organization too.
Hey, Christy Martin said some great stuff at the last one. It was an amazing induction. I think that one topped all of the inductions.
In August.
The international boxing?
Yeah, for women.
Oh, for women.
For women, yeah. So Blanca's already in there. Daisy is in there. Dahlia's in there. It's a bunch of female athletes and media and things like that work in the sport for females. Right. So they have to get their dues too. Because remember, the International Hall of Fame in New York they wasn't including any women up until this year.
Yeah, you know what? And the women they had on the ballot, they were really good choices. Really good choices.
Mm-hmm. So we got Christy Martin and Riker as the two that made the cut this year.
Yeah, they make the cut. God, there was a couple of really some other good people on that list too. I think Ann Wolf should have made the cut personally.
No, Ann Wolf should have made the cut for sure.
I voted for Ann Wolf. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not mad at you. I really like Christy Martin because I do think she was the face of boxing at that time and really put female boxing on the map. But and I like Layla, of course, and then it's a couple of other names like you're saying.
On the ballot, you get to vote for two. And they also had the girl from Germany on there too. God, I can't remember her name. She was a flyweight, but they had some good choices. But you get to pick two. I don't know. Lucia Riker's good too. She's like the prophet in women's boxing. Ann Wolf, and I believe Christy Martin. No, maybe not Christy Martin. I don't think Christy was on there. No, I don't think Christy was on there. Was she on there?
Yeah, she's getting inducted this year. Well, I mean, I don't know how they're doing it, but she was an inductee for this year, along with Riker.
I've always liked Christy Martin. I probably voted.
We're talking about the New York one.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
See,
but I know I didn't vote for Riker. I know
she's getting to vote. See how she's all quiet and everything, and she ain't even sure. Like, I'm voting for International Boxing Hall of Famers.
Well, you know what? I sometimes you get really good opportunities in boxing when you've been around for a long time. So I feel blessed that I know them. Like, I know these boxers. Like, I know them, and I've seen them fight. Right. And they're, and Christy Martin's amazing too. She's amazing.
Shout out to Ivan the Great, Franco.
Ivan, what's up? Ivan
great.
With C&K Boxing. Lightweight
prospect.
He's in a lightweight category.
A great one.
Ivan, thanks so much for the support tonight. We can't wait for you to come on again. And then we got Sherman. Trainer Sherman says he has a 154 pounder that he would put against any 154 pounder out there today. Sakura, you know who that is. Well, we do know. It is Antonio Tarver Jr. He is Sherman trains Antonio Tarver Jr., who is really a great talent. He's another one that is not getting opportunities that he should. And, yet we got YouTubers getting paid millions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? Like hundreds of thousands of dollars so far.
But Tyson said that we should be respecting them because they brought 25 million views to boxing.
But are they prolonged fans is always my question. Are they just going to come over and watch who they want to watch, and they're not really going to be into boxing?
Right.
I believe that's what's happening. Because if that was the case, then last year when they had the California, they had the Staples Center fight, right? The YouTubers. I mean, why didn't we see a huge jump in boxing numbers for other views, for other pay-per-views and different
Jake
things?
Paul called out Canelo, so maybe that would bring a lot of views.
I mean, I'm all for the views, but at the same time, I guess I'm a little curious, just a little, because I'm like this. I mean, views should count for something. They don't mean they're not nothing like some people want to say, The viewership and the followers and all that there's value in that, but we are looking for real genuine boxing fans. And if you view for one night and then you're not watching the rest of the fight year, what does that really do for the sport?
Nothing. It does absolutely nothing for the sport. This man is taking money that could be given to real boxers who this is a career for. He's taking money out of their pockets and putting it into his. Like, he doesn't make millions of dollars from YouTube and TikTok
already. Right, he already making lots of money.
Like, you have enough money. We struggle here. Okay, like it is not everybody has Floyd Mayweather Jr. money. Okay,
right.
Us, we struggle. So that what did he get? $600,000 or whatever he made. That could have been distributed among people who actually deserve it. Who actually
you could have distributed 100,000.
Exactly.
They could have had a Clarissa Shields on that card.
You got that right. They could have had a couple different people.
That's right. The way Mike Tyson. He helped highlight Christy Martin's career, with Don King. Like, that could have been an opportunity. That was a missed opportunity for me on a couple of levels. But the other level is that they could have highlighted a female boxer,
Well, is Mark Taffet, and not just to call Mark Taffet out, but when these fights are going to happen, don't they go there and try to sell their fighters? I mean,
I don't know the process. I think it's like, you got to reach out to these people and be like, hey, I want to get my girl on here, or I want to get my guy on this card. What I got to do, and are the terms going to be worth it or not? I believe right now they're probably trying to say that she's pricing herself out in a year. I believe that's what they're going to try to say, even though it's not true.
But how do you know it's not true? So
because they have still been paying male boxers what they wanted to get in a COVID year.
Well, let's say she made $350,000 her last fight. So maybe she doubled the price, and maybe they don't want to pay it. I try to think of like what could have stopped Shield.
Options? Well, the price. I mean, you'd have to have a reason for that. But I mean, other than the fact that, a male with not even as many credentials as she gets is gonna get that 650 or 700. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're getting it. So she's thinking, I'm trying to increase the level of pay for females as a whole. Right. So it's like, we need to start getting this price to the level that that the female should garner. We can't do that if we're just maintaining that 350 and keep fighting for 350.
Right.
Maybe. I don't know for sure though. I mean, that's
we don't know. We don't know, but I'm just saying, and not to ruffle any feathers either, but Amanda Serrano, how do we know that Eddie Hearn didn't offer her more money. And then her manager, whoever that is, tried to take 200,000 off the top. How do we know that that didn't happen? I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like,
there are a lot of sketchy managers with these female boxers, and they don't care about one. They could be managing like 3 boxers, 2 of them in the same weight class. They putting one female in there with the other one and don't even care, just to get one of the girls a better fight. They're willing to sacrifice the other fighter that they're supposed to be looking out for. That goes on too.
Because what's highest a manager can get percentage-wise out of a person, like 30% or something like that?
30%. I mean, most try to take 20, 25.
Yeah, most of them take less, but their managers like to take 30%, and you're just starting to get somewhere in the sport. It's like you're only getting paid $10,000. They're taking 30% and $10,000. You're pretty much getting nothing. And then the fighters doesn't want to take the fight because that's not enough money for them. Once the manager,
and you got expenses, you got to pay for out of that money. Like you're getting your percentage, the manager's getting his percentage. However, your percentage is really like not what you really gonna get to put in your bank account, because you got to pay the trainer, you got to pay all these other people.
Yeah, it's like if you want 30%, make sure I'm getting Jake Paul money. Make sure I'm getting Floyd Mayweather money before you ask. Let's just get.
You gotta go hang out with Jake Paul and steal some of his followers.
Let me get that money first. Then you can have whatever 30% you want. But if I'm making $10,000, $20,000, I do not expect you as a manager who cares about his or her fighter to take 30% of $10,000, $20,000. That is just that's outrageous to me. I'm not a manager, so I don't know the ins and outs, but I just feel like you should wait until they're making enough money to where 30% doesn't damage the way that they're living their life, or doesn't make it to where they have to work another job at the same time. This should be their only job. They should not have to work at Walmart just to pay bills when they're a fighter. That's ridiculous.
And that's what's happening a lot. I mean, that is what's happening a lot. So you can't give your 100% attention to your craft.
I'm going to be completely honest, because they're not putting no money in my pockets whatsoever. Pretty much every fighter under Mayweather Promotions has another job. Almost has another job. They work like real jobs, 9 to 5, security, realtors, Walmart. Like, why are you signed to Mayweather Promotions and you have to work a job to pay? They should be.
I think at first he was not making them work, right? And then he got tired of that.
That's the point. If you're a pro boxer, why do you have to have another job? They're not taking care of you. That is why I will never sign with Mayweather Promotions unless they give me exactly what I want in the contract. Everything to the T. Pay my college tuition, pay my bills, pay my rent for my car insurance, life insurance, all that. You pay that for me, and I will fight under your name. If you're not willing to do that, Mayweather Promotions, I'm not compromising, because you know.
Right.
I don't think Mayweather's never done anything for any females.
Never. They said they sign you, they'll get you maybe like 2-3 fights back to back, and then they sit you on the bench. You'll be lucky if you fight more than once a year. Lucky.
They never did anything for Layla McCarter
and barely did anything.
Well, I know Ava, she was supposed to fight on the card that was in Daytona, remember? Ava Knight, and then that didn't end up happening. They said it was because of something with the opponent. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you know why? Because they called me looking for an opponent. There was something. There was no opponent. And so the money that they offered for any opponent against Ava Knight, that was an insult. But like the guy said, it's a smaller guy, like he's a smaller promoter. So he doesn't have that kind of money to offer anybody. But, to fight Ava Knight, who actually can really do some damage with her bare hands, I mean, you need to get paid, and she needs to get paid. But to the last minute, they were looking for somebody. And that's where, that's where you make these calls, and the people that say they want to fight, all of a sudden they're like, oh, Ava Knight? No, I changed my, no, I don't want to fight Ava Knight. It's like, come on. It's so frustrating, because People say they'll fight, and then when you make the call, they won't fight. But honestly, that call, the amount of money to get a pounding in your face by Ava Knight wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, she's so powerful. I mean, she has such good power and technique. I mean, she really leans into you when she's, throwing those power punches.
Zarina, so you trying to tell me that Tank got a part-time job at Walmart?
Tank does not. He is literally one of the only people signed for the promotion who does not have a side job. Just his top guys, so like Tank, Andrew Tabiti, Badu Jack, those guys, they don't have jobs, like side jobs. But everybody else that he signs has to do other things to make money. A boxer
Yeah,
who
like you gotta prove yourself.
literally was like, I had to get a sugar mama just to pay my bills, and I was like, but
Wow.
it's they don't take care of their fight, not the way they should. They don't take care of their fighters, and I could not, and I hate the fact that because I train there, that everybody associates me already with them, like, oh, you're a Mayweather fighter. No, that's so
I'm a free agent.
Do not come at me like that. No, I'm not. I'm really not. Like, it helps in one way. Like, when I'm in Mexico, it helps in one way because people want to know who I am just because I train there. But when it's like out here where I have all these other options of people to sign with, people to like manage me and help me along, it's like for them to be like, oh, well, you're associated with Mayweather, so I know that's going to be your first choice. No, it's not. No, it is. Come talk to me. I don't want to hear them. Come talk to me.
Yeah, let me hear what you got, what you offering. Show me what you're working with.
you might have to call Boss Babe.
For real, I have started disassociating myself with Mayweather's because I'm not a Mayweather girl. I'm not a Mayweather fighter. I have not signed with them. I do not want to sign with them. I've never had any interest in signing with them ever. Not when I was training with Jeff. Not when Jeff was my coach. I did not want to sign with them. Like, not when I was in there every day before COVID hit. I did not want to sign with them. I had no intention on ever signing with Mayweather Promotions. I just didn't.
Are they still closed?
They were open for just their fighters, just their signed fighters.
Yeah.
Who fights. But somebody caught COVID, so they closed the gym down again.
Okay. Yeah, that's how it goes. That's how it's going here too.
Yeah.
But do you think if you do sign with another promotional company and you're disappointed, I mean, what is your recourse? Because you already signed in, then you're trying to find another promotional company that's willing to, buy you out of your current contract.
For me, the reason why I haven't signed with anybody now, even though I have several offers that have been given to me, is because, for one, I wanted to build up my own record independently, because when I go back to renegotiate contracts, they would be willing to give me what I want. I don't want to settle for less than what I think that I'm worth. And I don't want to sign into something that I'm not sure that they're going to look out for my best interest. So for one, we're in a COVID year, which means that if nobody's fighting, I can't see what you're really doing. I can't see what you can do for me. I can just...
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a very good point.
I know what you're saying to me. Like, I know what you're telling me, but I can't see what you're doing with the fighters that you have. I need to see you in action to be able to trust you. For two, I need to know that you're going to look out for me like if you're my father. You need to look out for me just as much as my father's going to look out for me, not looking out for your own best interest. And three, I am young. I'm about to turn 20 next month. I have a lot going on in my life right now. I'm not trying to have a side job. I'm trying to fight and go to school. That's what I'm trying to do. I need to be taken care of. I need to be able to afford a place of my own, a car for transportation to get to the gym, to get to school. College tuition costs money. Fighting, training, boxing gear, like to and from training, like paying my coaches, all that costs money.
It costs money. I don't think people realize how much money it is to really train the way you should be training. I mean, well, Blanca, what do you think about this? Why do people not understand that this is a business and people expect to get paid? I know so many trainers that don't even get a check, period.
Yep.
Some trainers don't get a check, but you know you need the right equipment too. That's expensive. You need all the amenities, and you need to be able to go to there's a lot of gyms. You need to be able to go to different gyms too, not just like. So I see a lot of athletes going to snack. You know, you need to have supplements too, vitamins. You need to. There's a lot more to it,
All that.
and it just costs a lot of money.
Yeah,
But
I need
it
who's
would
gonna
be
take.
great for someone to step up and, if they believe in you, like take a risk, take a shot. Some of these girls are worth taking that risk on, because they can fight. They're good fighters. Move the rounds to 3-minute rounds, so that can't be an excuse out there for promoters to say, well, they don't fight the same as time as men. Well, they do in the amateurs. They're already fighting 3-minute rounds as a youth and elite. They have the pro women going 2-minute rounds. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
My
so
promotion company that I sign with needs to be like a proverbial sugar daddy. Okay, you take care of me.
oh my God.
For you, I make you look good winning fights, and you take care of me. I need you to
Yeah,
be able.
you need to make sure and make that clear when you use
No,
that.
yeah, I'm
Yeah, you got that right.
That you
This is
providing.
not looking for not looking for nothing. I win for you. That's your sugar. I win. I make you look good. Okay, that is your sugar. I need for you to be able to pay for me to go out there and spar at Blanca's gym and stay there for a week to spar and work at Blanca's gym. Okay, that's I need you to make sure that I have everything that I need to win these fights, to be at tip top shape. And that takes time, it takes effort, and it takes money. And money is not the most important thing in the world to me, but I know that I can't have people on my team giving their 100% when they feel like they're not getting anything back from it. Like there's so much that credit can do for somebody. Like, yeah, they appreciate the credit. They appreciate, they're proud that, oh, I created this champion. But is creating this champion and being proud of that going to pay their bills and take care of their kids and put gas in their car to come train me? No, it's not. So I need somebody who's going to be looking out for me and my team and who's going to be a part of that. I don't need somebody who's, I'm just going to take your money and get you a few fights and then, yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Zarina, we done talked to a lot of young fighters, and you one of the smartest young fighters we done talked to.
Yeah, hands down for sure, the smartest. We got some comments. We got Sherman. He's saying, I think they should put at least 2 or 3 women bouts. Find some of those pay-per-view cards and at least make one of those women about a title fight. Agreed. And then we got Rob MC. He says, to get the women's pay up, we need a women's night of boxing. The whole card, that would rack the pay up. Well, guess what? We had that, Rob MC. It was a DAZN card recently that had an all-female card. But guess what? Nobody freaking knew that they were fighting. It's like when I was watching the Cruiserweight Championship with the Super Series the other month, and I'm like, wow, that was a great fight with the Cruiserweights. And these were males. And it was on DAZN. And guess what? A whole group of my boxing colleagues that are like real boxing heads, they were all like, I didn't see that. When did that happen? Where was that at? Nobody knows about these fights because they're on this app and they don't do any cross marketing. Like, stop it. And then they want to complain about them not making money and they're not getting subscriptions. But yeah, I do like that idea, Rob, but they just did that. And see, nobody knew that they even had it.
I think we have to start with like having at least one female bout on every card. Every single card should have at least one female bout on every card. Then start building up more female bouts. Then it's starting to get that attraction. Then we can move on to having an all-female bout. Once people know who these women are, know about these women, see their skills, like arguably women's boxing is more interesting to watch to me because we're really emotional people. Like women are emotional. I'm emotional for sure. So it's like it's more interesting to watch because I'll get in there and you hit me one good shot. I'm like, oh, bet. All right. Pop, pop, pop. You see, with a guy, it's just, you know what you're getting. With the female, it could change like that. I've been in sparring sessions where it went from calm to us like about to kill each other. It was
That's what I'm talking about. When you get the females on the card, they be like stealing show because you guys got to get y'all points in right away because of that 2 minutes. So we got Rob, and then we're gonna close up here soon, guys. So we got Rob MC says, Black Rose, you talk sense and take no and you will get the best deal you can. A smart cookie. Damn cute too, but damn cute too.
I think Black Rose could be a manager too.
Yeah, she can make that crossover when she gets a certain age. Easy. Like, now I'm gonna manage you so you don't have to go through what I went through.
Black Rose Management.
Oh, he said he wants to watch some of your fights as well.
Oh, so yes. Find them on my pages, on my Instagrams. They're in there somewhere.
And then, okay. So Rob says, no way, I would have watched that. Wow. Trouble is we don't get much American fights, but I have a chat to TV box that gives me every channel in the world for free. Shit, you didn't just hear that.
I need that box, Rob.
Is that a Fire Stick? Is that called Fire Stick?
It's called Chat TV Box.
Out here, it's Fire Stick. You can watch whatever.
Right, that's what I thought.
So we got Sherman with the last comment of the night. It's going to be, the problem is they're relying too much on social media to promote these fights, and it's safe and it saves the money by not having to do anything. They need to get their asses moving and start doing what they're being paid for.
Right.
Right. All right, Sherman, you tell them. All right, so I want you girls to give us your final statements and anything you want to tell the fans. Oh, Emilio has another question first.
Zarina, before your career is over, how many weight classes do you see yourself going up into?
I can see myself going down a weight class at my weight class and up a weight class. I don't see myself getting any bigger than maybe 118. Just because I've stopped growing for a few years now, and I just don't see myself getting big enough to go up. If I do, if I get a little thick and in shape, I'll go up as far as I can. But realistically, right now, because I'm slim, I can't really see myself getting higher than 118, being in shape and being strong.
Wow.
Who's your ideal fight? I mean, if down the line, who would you see yourself in the next?
Right now, 112, Sinisa. Period.
Oh.
So that's what we want to get this revenge fight on. That is her call out.
Right now, as of right now. But I know, the longer I'm in the sport, as the years go by, people are going to be coming from the amateurs, turning pro eventually. And then I'm going to have to meet with, some of the people I was getting in the ring with before in the amateurs. So that'll be fun. Then
that's how it happens. That's what goes down for sure.
Yep, then they're going to have me.
My final thoughts are that I think that women's boxing needs more of like the Marlena Esparzas versus the Sulema Rubinas. There was a lot of talk before that fight, a lot of Twitter fighting. They both could fight. They both, I thought their numbers were good. I'm not sure exactly what their numbers were, but it sure seemed like everybody was watching. So I'd like to see more of those fights, including Serena versus Sulem. Then she fights Marlena Esparza, and then she goes for Sanisha Superbad. And I think that, Golden Boy should look at her and sign her so that they can put her on the contracts so that she'll fight every one of them. And I think that I'm hoping Golden Boy does more because we need them. They have 4 women fighters, and they should sign this other one right here. And I'd like to see a lot of the beautiful brawlers go pro, because sometimes they're getting robbed in the USA boxing, and that's just politics, And I think that we're going to have a new era of fighters coming out, and they're going to be better than the fighters are now, not including the ones that just came out, So we got a lot to look forward to. Someone give us a platform, please. Someone please.
Wait a minute. You know what? We saw this boxer on TNK's card that we were very impressed with, and then we saw her again in Daytona Beach. They called her Tyson.
Fava, is that the
Fava.
last name is Fava? Yeah.
Yeah.
Another one. So there's good fighters coming out. Let's see more of those fighters. Let's see
Yeah.
the new. Let's see the takeover. Started with Teofimo. Let's take that same flavor into the pros now and see the younger girls come out and take over. That's
Well,
my.
I'm still hoping that we can get you down here to Florida soon. At one of these bouts with some of your girls. I'm hoping that you guys can link up with one of these Tampa Bay area fighters.
Oh, we'd love to. You know, we're good friends with Laura Ramsey and all them out here. You know, we're all family, so hopefully we get out there, talk to Boss.
Absolutely, and hopefully we get out that way too. I mean,
you're always welcome over here.
Yeah, I can't wait. I mean, we're definitely going to do it, but we just got to make sure everything is safe and secure, especially with the fact that I have an immune condition. So I got to kind of lay low for a minute.
Yeah, stay safe. Stay safe.
Blanca, you're in Cali, right?
Yeah, Northern California. We got a lot of good boxers out here. A lot of good female boxers out here. It's just amazing. You know, shout out to all my girls out here. Lupe, Daisy.
We got to go to one of
JJ,
the brawler shows and see what's going on. What kind of talent is really out here?
Oh, there's so much. You'd be shocked. I just don't know if these girls know how much it took for them to be able to, you know, be at this level, because they still have a lot. We don't want to lose these fighters, you know, because of COVID. We don't want to lose the interest, because it's hard when people they train all years and they don't get to fight. So shout out to all the girls that got let down in the nationals. There's a group of them that worked hard. Sierra Martinez, you know, working hard, and then gets a letdown. So we'll see.
But watch out for the name Daisy Bamberger. Okay, I fought her my 3rd amateur fight, and we've been cool ever since. She's fought in the Beautiful Brawlers as well. Blanca knows her. She goes and spars at her gym, works out, trains at her gym. She is a beast. All right, that's talent right there. So when you go out there, you have to meet her. You got to see what she's working with. Like, I love her to death. She's very talented. So
you better come out here and spar, Czarina. You better come out here and spar.
I need to. As soon as it's safe, as soon as you guys open back up a little bit, I'm there.
What was her name again?
Daisy Bamberger.
Bamberger.
And
okay. What weight class is she? She's flyweight too?
132.
32.
Oh, she's like a big girl compared to everybody else at flyweight. She's a big girl.
Good. Another southpaw.
Oh, that's nice.
Crazy talented.
So make sure everybody follows Czarina and Blanca's pages. Let's go to Czarina again. You want to tell them where they can find you one more time?
Oh, yeah. So you can find me at CZarina McCoy. So CZarina McCoy. So that's everything. Facebook, Twitter, both my Instagrams. My second Instagram is CZarina McCoy 2. That's like all my boxing stuff. And then the CZarina McCoy page is my personal stuff. So that's where you could get to know me. You know. But I just wanted to thank you guys for having me on here again. It was so fun. And Blanca, I love you always. I can't wait to see you. Like, I appreciate
We're trouble, girl. We are trouble. We're gonna get attacked all over Twitter. Get ready for it, girl. Get ready for it.
Excited.
Okay, so there we go with Blanca. Let's let everyone hear how they can find you on your social media and the wonderful group of girls that you have.
You can find us at Beautiful Brawlers on every social media. And then Boxing Meets Beauty is my sister, and she does a lot of our social media. And she's actually does fundraising for us. And she's like my the nice one. She's the nice sister. And then Sonia Hernandez, you can follow us also on Saks Finest, because that's like a sister club to us with Blanca Guiterrez. She won the 2020 Olympic trials. And also, you can look up Daisy Bamberger and Lupe MF Guiterrez. You can see us and all that. But yeah, so you know, come to our page and see what we got, because there's a lot of upcoming talent on it, and I'm really happy to be here, and thanks for having me again, especially with this one.
Yes, you know,
you speak very well, Czarina.
When we're together.
I hope that you'll come back and keep us updated on both of your careers and where you guys are headed next. We thank you so much for being with us. Also, we want to thank Boss Babe Management's Alita McDonald. She was also a wonderful guest too, and she's making waves for females and on the management side of boxing. And of course, you can find us at Boxing Playhouse, and we got YouTube, Twitter, IG, Twitch, Periscope, whatever you want to do, whatever you like, you can find us at Boxing Playhouse. So for tonight, we're going to say goodbye, and thanks so much for keeping up with our Ladies Night edition, baby.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Serena, so much.
And that's
Appreciate
every Thursday.
That was awesome.
Now Fridays, guys. Until
We'll see you on Twitter, Serena. We're gonna light up the place.
I'll give you a call pretty soon.
All right.
Yeah, good luck, y'all. Appreciate y'all.
All right.
Bye, you guys.
Okay, bye. Peace.